Level 1 of 100, the bedrock, sleep capital. Tonight we start where real success hides in plain sight. Sleep. Money grows from decisions. Decisions grow from a clear brain. A clear brain grows from deep, regular rest. Think of sleep as capital. You invest hours. You earn returns in focus, patience, and willpower. The paradox is simple. Pushing later feels productive, but sleeping earlier makes tomorrow 10 times easier. We will choose the long return. Your rule: create a 90-minute wind down that repeats every night. Lights dim, screens out, warm shower, breathwork, in for 4, hold 2, out for 6, repeat 20 times. Journal 3 lines only, 1 win, 1 worry, 1 plan for morning. Put your phone outside the bedroom and use a dumb alarm. Keep the room cool, dark and quiet. Wake at the same time daily, even weekends. Track this habit, not your feelings. After 7 nights, note your energy on a 1 to 10 scale before noon. Watch it rise. With higher energy, you will say no junk, yes to the one thing. Why it matters: compounding starts with the body. If you are rested, you negotiate better, learn faster, and ship more. Question for the pillow: what would tomorrow look like if you woke up as the person who already takes care of future you? Drift off with that image. When the alarm comes, act it out, gently and without drama. This is the ground we build on. Clean slate, audit. Success needs space. Most people try to add good habits on top of cluttered calendars, messy rooms, noisy apps. The good habits suffocate. The rule tonight is subtraction. Get a notebook. Draw 3 columns. Stuff, time, money. Under stuff, list the 10 things that annoy you in your space: cables, laundry piles, tabs, random subscriptions. Under time, list your week in blocks: sleep, work, commute, scrolling, gaming, errands, workouts, family, learning. Under money, list fixed costs, variable costs, and debts. No judgment, only facts. Tomorrow we remove the top 3 friction points from each column. For stuff, clear one surface completely and keep it empty, desk or nightstand. For time, delete one recurring low-value block and replace it with a 60-minute focus block labeled build. For money, cancel one subscription and set up an automatic minimum overpayment on your highest interest debt. Paradox: it feels slow to clean before building, but every removed friction saves energy daily. Why it matters: a clean slate reduces willpower drain and gives your best hours to compounding actions. Ask yourself, if a stranger saw my room, calendar, and bank statement, could they guess my priorities? After this audit, the answer starts to shift. We will come back and remove more later. For now, fall asleep, picturing an empty desk, a simple calendar, money flows you control. Order first, growth second. Minimum viable morning. Minimum viable morning. We're not chasing a perfect routine. We're building one small, repeatable sequence that starts momentum daily. Rule 20-20-20. 20 minutes, body; 20 minutes, brain; 20 minutes, build. Body: light movement immediately after waking, walk, mobility, or push-ups against a wall. No heroics. Brain: read a single chapter of a high-leverage book in your field or on money, biography of a builder, sales basics, negotiation, personal finance. Build: one micro-deliverable that ships by the end of the 20 minutes. Examples: write a cold email, outline a short post, edit a paragraph, improve a resume bullet, prototype a thumbnail, tweak a landing page headline, price a simple offer. Use a visible timer. The 1-hour build block. Success loves a daily appointment. Set one protected hour every weekday, called build. It happens at the same time, in the same place, with the same ritual that starts it. Water on your desk, headphones on, timer set. This hour is not for planning, researching, or learning. It is for producing a tangible asset that moves you forward. Examples: write 300 words for your product page, draft a cold email to one dream client, edit the first 60 seconds of your video, price a service, and publish the checkout link. improve one portfolio case with before-after results, design one thumbnail and export it, record a 90-second demo and upload it unlisted, keep a build log, date, what shipped, where it lives, URL or folder, and the single metric touched, leads, revenue, retention, skill. If anyone calls, messages, or knocks during this hour, they meet your auto response in focus, back after Zurich Hell. The reason this works is simple. A small, certain, daily output beats a large, uncertain, occasional effort. This is the hour where identity changes from someone who wants success to someone who builds. You learn faster because reality gives feedback. You feel calmer because you don't bargain with yourself. The hour is already decided. Ask yourself, if I produced one tiny money-facing asset every weekday for a year, what would compound 50 assets, 50 chances for discovery calls, referrals, and sales? As you drift to sleep, picture tomorrow's hour already done. See the file saved, the email sent, the clip exported. The day bends around that hour like traffic around a closed lane. You're not avoiding the world, you're creating one. The single input metric. Many chase 10 goals and miss them all. Choose one daily input you control that predicts your outcomes and make it non-negotiable. This is not a vanity metric like followers. It is a behavior count. Examples by path. Creators count minutes published per week or videos shipped per month. Freelancers count outbound messages sent to qualified leads. Sellers count love demos per day. Career climbers count impact notes, emailed to manager each Friday with 3 measurable wins. Students count pages of spaced repetition cards reviewed. Pick one. Set a minimum that is easy on bad days and modestly hard on good ones. Track it on a wall calendar with a bold X. Protect the chain. This quiet pressure removes decision fatigue and emotional weather. If you hit the input, you celebrate. If not, you fix tomorrow. Layer a weekly review. Did your input produce the outcomes you care about? If yes, keep the input. If no, adjust the input size or the targeting, not your identity. Why this matters? The market pays for outcomes, but you only control inputs. A farmer can't force rain, only planting and tending. The single input metric is planting. Over time, you become the kind of person whose day contains a guaranteed, compounding action. Question for the pillow. If I only measured one behavior for the next 90 days, which one would quietly make me rich? Hold that answer lightly and sleep on it. Your brain will edit it by morning. Ship daily, publicly. Private effort is good. Public proof is leverage. Once per day, publish something small that helps your future customer, hiring manager, or audience. This can be a 50-word post explaining a fix, a 45-second screen recording, solving a common problem, a before-after photo with 3 bullet lessons, a template, a checklist, a code snippet, a thumbnail teardown, or a short case study with numbers. Keep a simple content loop. Collect, save sparks in OneNote, create 30 minutes, ship, post in one place, archive, link into your asset library. Reflect, one sentence, what worked. Rotate, 4 content modes, teach, show, ask, sell, teach. Explain one concept, show, reveal your process and results. Ask, invite responses or questions. Sell, offer a next step, DM, calendar link, or product page. Remember the ratio, 3, teach, show posts for every 1, ask, sell. Why it works? Public shipping creates serendipity. People who can help you now have something to latch onto and share. Algorithms can't amplify drafts in your head. Shipping daily also cures perfectionism because tomorrow's post is coming no matter what. Keep the tone friendly, specific, and useful. Avoid arguing or vague motivation. Think, here's the fix I used, instead of grind harder. As you wind down tonight, imagine your queue already filled for the week. No pressure, just a calm rhythm. One small helpful thing per day. This is how quiet builders become visible. Raise the energy floor. If your baseline energy is low, every tactic feels heavy. Raise the floor so that average days become productive without heroics. 3 levers: hydration, movement, and food timing. Hydration: drink a large glass of water on waking and keep a bottle within reach until early evening. Movement: aim for 7 to 10K steps across the day and sprinkle in 2 short strength snacks, 5 slow push-ups, a 30-second plank, or bodyweight squats, morning and afternoon. Food timing: eat protein-forward meals earlier. Save the heaviest foods for after your main build block and avoid heavy sugar hits that crash your focus. Pair this with sunlight in your eyes for a few minutes after sunrise and a short walk after your largest meal to stabilize energy. Caffeine is a tool, not a crutch. Push your first coffee 60 to 90 minutes after waking and cut off 8 hours before bed. Track a simple energy score at noon each day from 1 to 10 and note what you did that morning. Over 2 weeks, patterns appear, then adjust. Maybe you need 1 extra hour of sleep, a lighter breakfast, a 10-minute mobility break at 11 a.m. Why it matters: money follows decision quality and consistent execution. Both are easier when your body quietly supports you. Drift to sleep with gratitude for your body's signals. You're not trying to be extreme, you're trying to steady. A steady person wins compounding games. The attention diet. Your mind is your production line. Guard what enters. For the next 30 days, keep your phone on grayscale. Turn off all push notifications except calls from family. Delete one social app from your home screen and install a blocker that hides feeds and shorts during your build hours. Create an input menu you actually enjoy. High-signal newsletters, one trusted podcast, one book at a time, and a watch later playlist of only tutorials you'll use this week. When you feel the urge to scroll, do a 1-minute reset. Stand, breathe in 4, hold 2, out 6, then ask, what do I want to produce in the next 10 minutes? If the answer is unclear, open your build log and repeat yesterday's smallest success. Add a news fast. Check headlines at a fixed time for 5 minutes, never on wake or before bed. Replace doom with doing. Why this matters: attention is not only focus, it is diet. Junk attention makes you anxious and scattered. Clean attention makes you calm and decisive. Overworks, the world will feel quieter. The same problems remain, but your brain is no longer hijacked. You will notice ideas that were drowned out before. Question for the night: which input steals the most from you while pretending to be keeping up? Name it. Imagine placing it on a high shelf. You can always get it later, but not during your hours that matter. Choose your money skill stack. Pick 2 skills to stack for the next 12 months. One that makes value: craft, and one that moves value: distribution. Craft could be writing, design, coding, video editing, data analysis, or sales copy. Distribution could be outbound prospecting, short-form content, SEO, partnerships, or paid ads if you can test cheaply and learn. The rule: go deep enough to be useful, not perfect. Select one primary arena industry problem and commit to speaking that language. Beginners make the mistake of learning 5 crafts and 0 distribution, or vice versa. You will do both, slowly. Build a 12-week curriculum. Week 1, 4 basics and foundations. Week 5, 8 projects with feedback. Week 9, 12 real small clients or public challenges. Every week, produce one portfolio artifact that proves the skill in context: a redesigned landing section with uplift reasoning, a mini report with charts and recommendations, a 60-second explainer, a cold email sequence with outcomes. Keep the artifacts in a single Notion or Google Drive folder and link it on a simple 1-page site. Why this matters: income comes from solving a specific problem and being discoverable. The stack makes you both capable and findable. As you fall asleep, picture future you, introducing yourself in one clear sentence: I help who get result, by craft, pause, distribution. That calm clarity attracts opportunities and repels noise. You don't need to be the best, just specific and consistent. The 24-hour hunt. Clarity beats complexity. Tonight you design a simple, fast, confidence-building offer you can sell within 24 hours. Pick one narrow pain you can relieve this week. Think repair, not reinvention. Improve YouTube thumbnail CTR, rewrite one about page for clarity. Audit a CV and add measurable bullets. Fix messy spreadsheet formulas. Edit the first 30 seconds of a video for hook strength. Set up a basic Notion dashboard for tasks. Define a concrete deliverable, a time box 90 minutes to 3 hours, and a cheerful guarantee. If you don't feel it's worth at least double, I'll refund you. No questions. Add one tiny bonus that costs you little but feels generous, a 5-minute Loom walkthrough, a checklist, or a template. Price it at $100 and move quickly and learn. Create a one-page checkout with 3 elements only. Problem line, what you'll deliver by when, and the guarantee, no scrolling saga. Add 2 examples or mini before-after images if you have them. If not, use your own assets and explain your reasoning. Tomorrow's plan. Message 10 people who already know you. Old classmates, co-workers, discords, small creators, with a 5-line note what you noticed. The micro offer, the finish time, the guarantee, and a clear link. Expect 2 yeses, 3 maybes, and some silence. That's learning, not rejection. After the first job, capture proof, a screenshot, a metric uplift, 1 sentence from the client, put it on the page. Repeat twice more and raise to 150T. Why it works. Speed, specificity, and proof create momentum and teach you real market language. As you drift off, picture one happy customer reading your short page, thinking finally, someone who'll just fix this. Tomorrow you're that person. The niche sentence. People buy from specificity. Craft a single sentence that orients every action this quarter. I help who get result by method without common fear. Examples. I help solo YouTubers lift thumbnail CTR 20-50% by rapid A/B redesigns without brand chaos. I help local cafes collect 100 pod emails in 14 days by a receipt to free coffee giveaway without spammy tactics. I help junior developers land interviews by rewriting CVs and GitHub rabies without buzzword soup. Test your sentence against 4 filters. Proof. Can you show 2 examples? Speed. Can you deliver a win in 7-14 days? Margin. Does it pay at least 40 USD at first, with room to grow? And distribution. Do you know where these people hang out online? If any answer is weak, tighten the who or the result. Then update your bio, banner, and link page to repeat the sentence verbatim. Your next 3 assets should all align with it: a 60-second demo, a 1-page offer, a tiny case study. Resist the urge to add 3 more services. Depth now, variety later. Create a no list to protect the niche. Interesting but off-spec projects, friends asking for just this extra thing, and any task that drifts outside your sentence unless it is research for a future pivot. Review the sentence every 30 days. Keep, sharpen or switch based on real feedback, not boredom. Why it matters. A clear niche sentence lets busy buyers self-select, refer you accurately, and remember you. It also calms your mind. Each day you know what to ship and who it's for. As you settle into sleep, repeat your sentence slowly. Let it become the quiet tagline of your next season. Proof over promises. Trust compounds when results are visible. Build a simple proof engine that runs weekly. Step 1. Baseline. For every client or personal project, record the before metric with a timestamp: CTR, conversion, response rate, watch time, minutes saved. Step 2. Intervention. Describe exactly what you changed and why in 3-5 bullets. Step 3. After. Measure again at a sensible interval. Step 4. Narrative. Package the story in 20 to 180 words with 1 image or short clip and a single bold number. Mon a 31% click-through after 3 contrast changes and 1 headline swap. Step 5. Social tile. Export a clean before-after graphic and schedule it for your daily public post. Step 6. Testimonial harvesting. Ask 1 precise question that makes the client specific. What changed in your metrics or workflow within 2 weeks? Avoid generic "they were great." Offer to draft a 1-sentence version they can edit to save time. House Heavyvid on a proof page. No fluff, just tiles you can scroll. With 3 proofs you have legitimacy. With 10 you have gravity. Add a light disclaimer where needed so you stay honest. Many factors affect CTR. These changes were made alongside a title update. Why it works. Proof reduces buyer risk and quiets your own imposter voice. You stop selling yourself and start showing outcomes. Over time, your proof engine becomes your best salesperson, working while you sleep. Tonight, picture your page filling row by row with small, clean wins. You're not promising the moon, you're stacking stones into a sturdy path others can follow. Outbound that feels human. Opportunity rarely knocks. You knock politely. Build a 5-day outreach loop. You can run forever without hating it. The 5 by 5 method. Each weekday, identify 5 real people, spend 5 minutes learning each, and send a 5-line message. Sources: people who liked or commented on relevant posts, small creators near your niche sentence, local businesses with obvious quick wins, or hiring managers who posted a role you can partly solve as a contractor. Your message structure: 1. A genuine line that proves you looked. Noticed your last short loses viewers at 007 when the logo wipe hits. 2. A specific opportunity, a snappier hook and a brighter midtone could lift retention. 3. A tiny sample, here's a 12-second alt with 2 frames changed. 4. A low-friction next step, want me to do this for 3 videos this week for 150 BESD, refund if no lift. 5. A clear exit. If you're set, all good, cheering you on. Track everyone in a simple sheet: name, link, date, what you said, follow-ups on day 3 and day 7, outcome. Keep copies of your micro-samples in a folder, reuse the bones but always personalize the first line and the artifact. Do not argue. Do not chase beyond 2 follow-ups. Move on with warmth. Celebrate replies, not just sales. Conversations often boomerang later. Why it works. Respect plus specificity plus tangible help cuts through crowded inboxes. You're not begging. You're offering a small, obvious win. Before bed, visualize tomorrow's 5 messages already queued, short, kind, and useful. The calm of a system replaces the anxiety of hoping. Price with flaws and tiers. Confidence is a process, not a mood. Set a minimum acceptable rate. Mari and 3 clean tiers, so money talks feels simple. Your MAR is the lowest hourly equivalent you'll accept, even on learning projects. Calculate quickly. Living costs. So savings target, taxes, divided by realistic billable hours. If that's $25 hour today, fine. Write it down with a plan to raise it every 60, 90 days as proof grows. Now productize your main service into 3 tiers. Starter, fast, focused, single outcome, standard, deeper work, iteration, light reporting, and Pro, highest touch, strategy, POS, implementation, weekly review. Price so the middle feels like the best value, with the top as an anchor. Example for thumbnail optimization: 150 starter, 1 redesign, Bloom. 450 standard, 4 redesigns, A/B plan, 2 iterations. 1200 intro, 8 redesigns, title consult, core 30-day test plan, weekly check-ins. Link each tier to a clear delivery timeline and 1 result metric you'll target without overpromising. Add 2 policy lines to your offer page. 1 round of revisions include on starter, 2 on standard pro, and work begins after invoice. Delivery windows are calendar-based. Never write proposals from scratch. Use a 1-page template with swappable bullets. If a prospect asks for a custom discount, offer to reduce scope instead. If they want speed, add a rush multiplier. Why it works. Flaws protect your energy. Tiers frame the decision, and anchors reduce negotiation friction. As you fall asleep, imagine saying your prices calmly, without flinch. Not inflated, not apologetic. Just clear. Plant a recurring seed. One-off wins are oxygen. Recurring wins are roots. Choose 1 service you can deliver weekly or monthly that steadily improves a number clients care about. Think YouTube retention tune-ups, newsletter editing and A/B test, monthly analytics cleanup and insights, SEO quick wins with 3 tweaks per week, short-form repurposing from 1 long video, or deck polish for all-hands meetings. Define the recurring deliverables in plain language. Meetings, cadence, length, assets shipped, how many by when, and a reporting snippet, 1 chart or screenshot, plus a 3-bullet summary. Keep the scope light enough to protect your calendar but heavy enough to matter. Design a 90-day pilot. Month 1, establish baseline and quick wins. Month 2, deeper iteration. Month 3, stabilize and decide. Price monthly so the outcome feels fair relative to potential value, not hours. Add churn defense, a shared tracker visible to the client. A weekly, here's what shipped, here's next note, and a tiny surprise each month pattern library, swipe file, or bonus idea. Practice the conversion line right after a one-off job goes well. Would it help if I kept this number moving every week for the next 3 months? I have a simple plan. Some will say no. You'll thank them. It keeps your roster honest. With 3 recurring clients, your month becomes calmer and your risk lower. That calm lets you think bigger. Products, courses, or hiring help. As you nestle into sleep, picture a steady graph stepping upward, week by week. Fewer spikes, fewer drags, just gentle rain on seeds you planted with care. Gentle personal CRM. Most wins come from warm humans, not cold algorithms. Build a tiny human personal CRM you can keep forever without dreading it. Open a simple spreadsheet or note with 5 columns. Name, context, how you know them. Next, tiny help, check-in date, status. Start with 25 people you genuinely like. Old classmates, co-workers, small creators you've chatted with, clients you enjoyed, mentors, suppliers, even neighbors. The rule is generosity first. How can I make their week 1% easier? Ideas. Introduce them to someone. Send a useful template. Record a 60-second loom answering a question they asked publicly. Share a brief teardown of their thumbnail. Leave a thoughtful comment with a micro insight. Schedule 2 20-minute nurture windows per week. In each window, pick 3 people. Do 1 tiny help and update the sheet. No selling in the first message. After you've been helpful twice, you can ask, would a quick call help? I've been doing X and can probably save you Y time. Use a soft cadence. Initial touch, follow up at day 7, check in at day 30, then every 60-90 days. Keep your notes short and factual. What mattered to them, their current project, any metrics they care about. Protect your tone, warm, specific, brief. Resist last updates. Choose direct messages that feel like a handwritten note. Why this works? Most opportunities come from second and third degree ties that remember you as the helpful one. A personal CRM preserves that memory and turns kindness into compounding. Over months, you'll see patterns. Who replies quickly, which helps create real outcomes, which intros unlock rooms you couldn't enter alone. As you drift to sleep, imagine your small network as a constellation, quiet lines between stars you've tended with care. You're not chasing, you're cultivating. Roots over reach, depth over noise, deliberate practice for money skills. Skill doesn't grow from repetition alone, it grows from specific feedback on specific mistakes. Choose 1 money skill from your stack: writing hooks, sales calls, editing first 30 seconds, cold email, landing page clarity, and create a deliberate practice loop you run daily for 45-60 minutes. 4 parts. Target, reps, feedback, fix. Target, define the micro skill, as narrow as possible. First sentence that keeps 70% viewers, subject line that gets 40% opens, pricing paragraph with 1 strong anchor. Reps, produce 10 to 20 variations quickly under a timer, not caring about perfection. Feedback, compare against a reference set, top channels, high converting pages, your own past winners, and get at least 1 external opinion weekly, mentor, peer group, Discord, subreddit. Fix, write an error log with 3 columns. What I tried, what failed, what I'll change next. Keep the loop lightweight, the same doc, the same timer, the same time each day. Add a golden samples folder of your best outputs with notes on why they worked. Revisit before new reps to prime your brain. Every Friday, run a tiny challenge. Post your best example publicly and invite critique with 1 precise question. Reward yourself for the loop, not the outcomes. The outcomes follow. Why this matters. Deliberate practice turns work hours into skill capital that can't be taken away. Your rates rise because your results become predictable. You become calm under pressure because you've seen the patterns 100 times. Tonight, picture tomorrow's practice block like scales for a pianist, simple, grounding, almost meditative. You're not chasing talent, you're installing it, one corrected mistake at a time. Quiet excellence pays loud dividends later. The 2-hour weekly CEO review. Life gets noisy. You need one quiet meeting where you are the CEO of you. Book a recurring 2-hour review every week. Same day, same time. Divide it into 4 30-minute pieces. Score, ship, strategy, sweep. Score, open your single input metric, and the 3 numbers that matter right now: leads, revenue, retention, or watch time. Mark green if you hit, yellow if you almost did, red if you missed. Write 1 sentence per metric. Cause you believe. Next step you'll test. Ship. List everything you shipped this week. Assets, posts, client deliverables with links. Celebrate output, not feelings. Strategy. Choose one needle move for the coming week, a single project that, if completed, would make other tasks easier or unnecessary. Break it into 3 concrete, calendar-ready actions. Put them on the calendar now, inside build blocks. Sweep. Clean your task list and inbox to 0. Convert lingering ideas into a someday maybe list so they stop stealing attention. End with a simple agenda for your next week. Big 3. Daily input target, and 2 nurtures from your CRM. Optional but powerful. Write a short shareholder letter to yourself. 5 bullets on what you learned, where you felt resistance. 1 small brag, 1 thank you to someone who helped. Why it works. Without a review, you react. With a review, you direct. The 2-hour ritual builds a rhythm of intention followed by execution. Over months, these letters become a map of your compounding. As you settle into bed, imagine a tidy cockpit, gauges you understand, a flight plan for the week, and no loose cables underfoot. Calm focus is a business advantage. You're building it on purpose. Templates, SOPs, and 2-click starts. Friction kills consistency. Build a tiny operations library so every important task starts in 2 clicks. Choose your top 5 repeatable workflows: daily post, cold outreach, client kickoff, thumbnail redesign, weekly report. For each, create a 1-page SOP, standard operating procedure, with 3 parts. Trigger, when and why you start. Steps, bullet list with checkboxes. Output, what done looks like, with file naming. Then build matching templates. A content tile in your design tool with guides and preset text styles. A cold email doc with the 5-line structure and placeholders. A client kickoff questionnaire. A thumbnail teardown canvas with before, after, why. A weekly report page with 1 chart and 3 bullets. Store everything in 1 visible folder called Runbook. Link it from your bookmarks bar. Add a 2-click start rule. When a task appears on your calendar, the description contains a link directly to its template. No rummaging. Track how long each workflow takes. Find 1 bottleneck per week and shave it down. Text expanders for repeated phrases, keyboard shortcuts, saved search filters, a checklist laminated by your desk. Caution: only automate after you've done it manually for a while. Automating a messy process multiplies mess. Revisit SOPs monthly. Trim dead steps, clarify fuzzy ones, and add screenshots where you got confused. Why it matters. Systems aren't about rigidity. They're about saving decision fuel for creative, money-facing work. When starting is easy, shipping is inevitable. As you drift to sleep, imagine tomorrow's tasks as smooth on-ramps with clear signs. 2 clicks, and you're moving. No drama, just a gentle hum of progress. The sleep-rich money operating system. Money stress breaks focus and ruins sleep. Build a simple operating system that makes you feel safe while you grow. Open 4 buckets at your bank or virtual sub-accounts. Essentials, Freedom Fund, Emergency Runway, Growth Fund. On payday or invoice day, auto-split incoming money by percentages you can keep. 55-65%, essentials, rent, food, utilities. 15 to 25%, Freedom Fund, until you cover 3-6 months of expenses. 10-20%, growth, courses, tools, hiring help, small ad tests. 5-10%, fun, guilt-free play. If debt exists, route part of essentials to minimums and part of growth to overpayments on the highest interest. Create a Money Monday ritual, reconcile transactions, update a one-page net worth and cash flow sheet, glance at taxes owed, and set next week's revenue target based on your input metric. Install a waiting room delay for non-essential purchases over $100. Wait 72 hours, then buy if it still helps your main goal. Align recurring expenses to one card or date so you see the true monthly burn. Build a tiny safety ladder. 1,000 TARS fast mini fund, then 1 month of expenses, then 3 months, then 6. Celebrate each rung. Add a sleep switch, 2 rules that cut late night money spirals, no bank app after 8 p.m. And any surprise bill goes into a handle at review list for your next CEO session. Why it works: safety first, then growth. When you trust your system, you stop making panicked choices. Your brain quiets, your build hours improve, and compounding finally has room. Drift off picturing your freedom fund as a soft mattress. Every deposit adds a layer. You're not just getting rich, you're getting unshakable. The opportunity filter. Not every shiny thing deserves your time. Create a simple filter so you say yes only to opportunities that compound. 5 questions, scored 0-2 each. Specific fit. Does it match your niche sentence? Proof potential. Will it produce a clean before-after case? Leverage. Does it create an asset you can reuse? Template, system, public story. Relationship. Does it deepen a high-quality connection? Energy. Does it feel light, not heavy? A 7-10 or above is a yes. A 5-6 is a maybe, shrink scope, or delay. Below 5 is a polite no. Write 3 default no scripts that preserve goodwill. 1. Scope shrink. I can't do the full project, but I can deliver X by Friday for Y. 2. Delay. Calendar is full until date. Want me to revisit then? 3. Redirect. Not my best lane. Here are 2 people who might nail it. Keep a small someday shelf for ideas that don't pass now. Review monthly. Pair the filter with a week map. 3 big rocks from your CEO review. Get calendar time first, everything else must fit around them. If a new opportunity appears midweek, score it immediately. If it's a yes, replace a lower score task, not your build block. Why it matters. Success is subtraction guided by principle. Filters remove guilt and second guessing. They also teach others how to treat your time. Over months, you'll notice something gentle. Fewer context switches, more deep work, better results. As you close your eyes, imagine a clear, narrow path through a busy market. Noise waves on both sides. You walk straight, unhurried, toward the work that compounds. Clarity is a kindness you give your future self. Build a learning OS. Success is applied knowledge, not bookmarked inspiration. Create a simple learning operating system so every insight turns into output. Start with a single map, note titled, "This quarter's skill." Under it, list 1 craft, what makes value, and 1 distribution skill, what moves value. Give the quarter 1 theme, like magnetic hooks, short-form distribution. Now design a weekly cadence that never grows heavy. Monday, choose 1 tiny capability to acquire. Tuesday, Thursday, run 3 40-minute practice blocks, timer on, 1 micro skill only. Friday, synthesize and ship a public artifact. A short post, a screen recording, a before-after, a checklist. Use spaced repetition for facts and formulas only. 5 flashcards per week, maximum, tied to real work, not trivia. Capture notes in your own words. I changed X, metric moved Y, likely because Z. Add a teach-back rule. If you can't explain it simply in 2180 words, you don't own it yet. Each month, complete 1 mini project that forces integration, e.g. redesign 3 thumbnails for a niche channel and report watch time deltas, or rewrite 3 hero sections and document conversion changes. Gate your consumption. No buying a new course until the last one produces a portfolio artifact. Set a monthly review. What skill shifted your earning power the most? Double down there. Archive everything in a single folder with a simple index. Artifacts, error logs, golden samples. Next experiment. Why this works. A learning OS keeps you from drifting among endless tutorials while calming you with a rhythm. Decide, practice, teach, ship. Your knowledge stops floating and starts paying rent. As you ease into sleep, picture your quarter as a clear path of stepping stones. Each week adds one stone. You don't need a library, you need a well-used toolkit, and you're building it piece by piece. Design a focus fortress. Your environment should make good choices automatic and bad ones awkward. Split your world into two spaces, deep and adim. Deep is sacred. Creation, analysis, hard thinking. Admin is everything else. Email, chat, scheduling, errands. Give Deep a dedicated time block, daily, and a physical or digital boundary. Noise cancelling on, phone on airplane in a drawer, single app in full screen, website blocker active, door sign or status set to heads down. Create a start ritual that takes 90 seconds. Water, 1 breath pattern, 4 in, 2 hold, 6 out. Open the exact file you'll touch. Write the first ugly sentence or place the first rough cut. Use 50-1-10 or 75-15 sprints. Pick one and stick with it for a month so your body learns the cadence. Interruptions will happen. Install a catch and park move. Write the thought on a sticky or dump it into a caption note, then return to the line you were editing. Protect edges with a safe exit routine. 5-minute wrap-up. Name what's next. Leave the next file open with a single bullet that starts tomorrow. For admin, batch tasks into 2 windows max and set inbox rules. Auto-archive newsletters to a read later. Collapse threads, pin only what requires action, and keep a 1-sentence policy for scheduling. Propose 2 times, confirm, move on. Once a week, audit your fortress. What tempted you? What helped you? Which friction saved you from a rabbit hole? Remove 1 distraction and add 1 comfort. Better chair support, a plant, a lighter lamp, a cleaner dock. Why it matters. Focus is a competitive advantage because most people can't hold it. A fortress externalizes discipline, so willpower isn't your bottleneck. As you drift off, imagine tomorrow's deep space like a quiet library waiting for you. Your work will be there, undisturbed, ready to move. Humane selling that feels like helping. Money follows problems solved. Selling is simply learning the problem language and offering a calm next step. Build a discovery script that fits on a note card. Sections, context. What made you reach out now? Target. If this goes well in 30 days, what number changes? Constraints, budget, timeline, people, current attempt. What have you tried? Fit check. Sounds like X is the lever, is that right? Practice silence. Let them finish their thought. Mirror back specifics. So the first 10 seconds lose 40% of viewers, mostly at the logo wipe. Ask permission to share. Can I show you a 12-second alt that might keep more people through the hook? Keep your overgear tight. 1 reason, 1 example, 1 next step. Price with clarity. Present 2 scopes that match their urgency and risk tolerance. Never apologize for price. Anchor with value and process. This is a 3-video sprint across 10 days with a retention report and a loom explaining changes. If it's not a fit, say so quickly and offer a lighter lift alternative or a referral. That honesty compounds trust. Record calls only with consent, then review the tape to build a warm phrase bank. Exact words clients use for pain and relief. Those words go on your page, not your clever ones. Follow-up rhythm. Same-day summary, 3 bullets. Problem, plan, price. Day 3, nudge. Questions I can clear. Day 7, close the loop message. If no, tag as not now and set a 60-day check-in with 1 unsolicited helpful artifact, not a poke. Why it works. Humane selling reduces pressure for both sides. You're not convincing, you're diagnosing, demonstrating, and letting them choose. As you settle into sleep, imagine your next conversation as 2 people on the same side of the table, looking together at the problem. Warmth plus specificity wins. Turn know-how into a tiny product. Services teach you patterns. Products, let those patterns earn while you sleep. Pick 1 repeatable fix you deliver and package it into a tiny, useful product. Formats, a template pack, thumbnail frameworks with text guides, a checklist with examples, first 30 seconds hook audit, a mini playbook, 10 cold email openers with use cases, a calculator, simple ROI sheet, or a micro course, 1 hour, 3 modules, 5 downloads, scope for speed. Promise one outcome, keep it shippable in 7-14 days. Outline on a single page, who it's for, when to use it, steps, mistakes to avoid, and 3 real-world demos. Produce scrappy but clear assets. Screens, short looms, Google Docs, PNGs. Price simply, a calm $19.49 to start with a friendly license that allows buyers to use it in their own business. Build a lean sales page, headline using client words, 3 proof tiles, what's inside, who it's for, not for, and a guarantee. If it doesn't save you an hour this week, email me for a refund. Distribution. Announce to your daily public ship audience, DM past clients who would benefit, and offer 2 creative friends a free copy for honest feedback. Iterate after the first 20 buyers, improve instructions where people got stuck. Add 1 bonus, tighten examples, add a version number and a simple changelog. Returning to improve products is part of the game. Keep your support promise small but reliable. 48-hour email replies, 1 clarification loom per buyer, if needed. Why it matters. A tiny product turns your time into an asset and teaches you pricing, packaging, and customer onboarding. It won't replace your income at first, but it will change your identity. You're not just renting skill, you're building shelves of value. As you drift sleep, picture 1 sale email arriving while you rest. Quiet, small, real. Run asymmetric experiments. Big wins often come from small tests with capped downside and open upside. Build a 12-week asymmetry calendar. Each week, 1 experiment with a clear hypothesis, a tiny budget or time box, and a single success metric. Examples. Test a new hook framework across 3 shorts. Try a 30 ad to a tiny product page to learn the click language. Email 25 niche founders with a novel subject line. Add a pricing anchor tier and track acceptance. Post daily teardown threads in a focused community for 7 days. Write the experiment on an index card. Because belief, I predict measurable outcome if I do action for time budget. Success looks like number. Put a kill switch on every test. If the metric isn't met, stop, log the lesson, and move on without shame. If it works, double once, then stabilize and systemize. Maintain a visible idea bank ranked by cost, learning value, and upside. Pull from the top weekly. Protect the rest of your work from experiment creep core. Build blocks still happen. Share results publicly in small doses. People love learning from real numbers and will often add insights you missed. Over time, you'll develop instincts about what is actually leverage in your niche. The point isn't to be clever, it's to be curious in a disciplined way. Why it matters. Most people either never try small bets or let them sprawl until they become distractions. Asymmetric experiments teach you to touch the world and listen. Each week becomes a gentle swing at the piñata. You don't need luck every time, just enough hits to find what showers candy. As you close your eyes, imagine next week's card written already. Short, specific, manageable. Curiosity sleeps well when the plan is simple. The trust ledger. Reputation is a bank account built from tiny deposits. Do what you said when you said with kindness. Start a trust ledger, 1 page with 3 columns. Promise, due, status. Every commitment goes here, from client deliverables to a callback you owe a friend. Review it morning and evening for 3 minutes. When life happens, update proactively. I'm sliding delivery by 24 hours. Here's what's done, here's what's left, here's a small bonus for the delay. Most frustration comes not from delays but from silence. Add 2 habits that compound trust. Rapid acknowledgements. Got it, expect it by Thursday 5 p.m. and clear boundaries. I don't work Sundays, I'll reply Monday morning. Build referability rules into your work. Clean files, tidy handoffs, short loom walkthroughs, a 1-page summary that survives in the client's team wiki. After each project, run a 5-minute after action. What went well, where I wobbled, 1 process tweak. Store your notes. Patterns will appear. Maybe your estimates are optimistic by 20% or feedback loops take longer than expected. Adjust publicly. I now add a buffer day for review. Ask for Temenos with an easy template that prompts specifics. Before working together, our CTR was X. After the 3 changes, it became Y within Z days. Sprinkle gratitude, a quick thank you note after payments, a shout out to collaborators, a referral sent without being asked. Protect your name by saying no to work that would force you to cut corners. Money lost today is reputation gained. Pomero. Why it matters. Trust reduces friction, deals close faster, rates rise quietly, and people defend you when you're not in the room. As you drift off, imagine your name traveling through small conversations as reliable kind gets results. That's wealth too, social capital that keeps paying. A portfolio that sells while you rest. Think of your portfolio as a quiet storefront that stays open when you're asleep. Keep it to 1 page. Top section. A single, specific headline using your niche sentence, then 1 subline that names the number you move. Place a simple CTA button that says exactly what happens next. Book a 15-min fit call or order the starter sprint. Directly beneath, stack 3 proof tiles. Each tile shows a before-after, 1 bold number, 131% CTR in 10 days, 3 bullets describing changes, and a link to a 90-second Loom walkthrough. Add a short How I Work strip. Discovery, prototype, test, iterate. Under that, list 2 productized offers with clear deliverables, turnaround windows and guarantees. Include your prices or a price range so buyers self-qualify. Keep design plain, generous white space, 1 readable font, large tap targets, no carousel, mobile first, test with your phone only. Does it load in 3 seconds on data? Use compressed images, descriptive alt text and finemails with keywords a buyer would search. Add a tiny FAQ that reduces risk. What if it doesn't work? How do revisions work? What access do you need? Include a who I'm not for line to build trust. End with a human fragment. A single paragraph about why you care about this problem, not a personality essay. Add analytics so you see visits and clicks, and a warm calendaring tool with buffers around meetings so you never sprint into a call frazzled. Maintenance ritual. Once per week, replace 1 tile with fresher proof. Rotate your top CTA if your calendar fills, and archive old work to a case library page. Why it matters. Buyers are busy. Clarity closes. A tidy page answers doubts without drama and lets your results whisper for you. As you settle in, picture that quiet storefront glowing on a side street. Simple sign, clear door, real goods. People can find you now. Calm negotiation, clear boundaries. Negotiation is controlled clarity, under kind pressure. Anchor first with value, not hours. Identify the number they care about, CTR, time saved, revenue lift. Tell a brief story of moving that number, then present 2 scopes with outcomes, timelines, and prices. Use bracketing, a starter that solves the smallest slice quickly, and a standard that addresses the full problem with iterations and reporting. The presence of Pro can serve as an anchor even if few buy it. Ask 1 question, then go quiet. Silence reveals concern. Convert discounts into trades. If we remove the second iteration and push reporting to monthly, I can do X. Keep concessions symmetrical and documented in a 1-page summary immediately after the call. Require a deposit to start. 50% is common for short sprints. Set payment milestones by calendar date rather than completion of subjective phases, and include a simple kill fee clause if projects pause. Put revision policy in plain language with examples of what counts as a revision versus a new request. If procurement appears with red lines, respond with a friendly legal light version of your terms. Never start over. Point to your standard practice if-then boundaries. If feedback arrives by Wednesday 12:00, then delivery stays Friday. Otherwise, we roll to Monday. Keep a bait and a best alternative visible to yourself. A waitlist client, retainer work, product sales, so you can say no without panic. After each negotiation, add to your phrase bank lines that worked, objections you handled, phrases that triggered confusion. Rehearse with a friend for 5 minutes before big calls to lower adrenaline. Why it matters. Boundaries protect energy, and clear trades preserve trust. You are not pushing people, you're aligning expectations, so both sides can sleep. Drift off imagining your next negotiation as two columns on a page, scope and price lined up neatly. No knots in your stomach, only a steady hand. Tiny delegation with big ROI. Buying back an hour a day compounds like quietly reinvesting dividends. Start by listing tasks that must be you. Strategy, sales calls, final decisions, and tasks that can be taught. Research, first cuts, formatting, captioning, thumbnail variations, data cleanup. For teachable tasks, create a 5-minute loom walking through a perfect example while narrating decisions. Pair that video with a one-page checklist and a definition of done, including timelines, export settings, and where the file lives. Post a tiny paid test, a single deliverable with a fixed spec, a 48-hour window and a small budget. Hire 2 candidates to run the same test. Pick the one who hits details without babysitting and communicates clearly. Start with a 2-week trial at 5-10 hours a week. Use a simple cadence, a Monday brief with priorities and examples, a midweek check-in, and a Friday wrap with links, time spent, blockers, and one suggestion to improve the process. Pay on time, praise precisely in public, and correct Revite with screenshots, not paragraphs. Add a quality bar doc that shows 3 tiers of acceptable work, so good is visual. Resist the urge to dump your chaos. Delegate outcomes, not chores. Deliver 3 hook options that keep 70% retention past 007, not do stuff for my video. Track the ROI, time saved, throughput increased, revenue influenced. If ROI is unclear after a month, adjust or part ways kindly. Tools matter less than rhythm. A shared folder named identically every week is often enough. Caution, never outsource your core promise. Delegate the steps around it. You remain responsible for the result. Why it matters. Your ceiling is your time. When you buy back the low leverage hours, you spend more in deep work, offers, proof, partnerships. As you drift to sleep, imagine tomorrow's tasks already half done by a capable teammate, arriving neatly labeled while you sip coffee. Peaceful productivity. Money hygiene and safe foundations. Strong growth sits on boring, steady pillars. Separate your money early. One business account for income and expenses, one tax bucket, one owner pay bucket, one savings bucket. Route every euro through the business account so records stay clean. Create a weekly bookkeeping habit. Categorize transactions, attach receipts, snap and upload, and reconcile balances to the cent. Keep invoices numbered in order with clear payment terms and late fee language. Send them the same day you finish work. Set aside a fixed percentage of every payment into your tax bucket immediately. Treat it as not your money. If debt exists, track balances and rates on one page and automate minimums while targeting the highest interest for extra payments. Maintain a light risk list: subscriptions, tools, and renewals. Cancel or downgrade what you didn't use this month. Protect yourself. Written agreements for every project, even small ones. Laying out scope, timeline, deliverables, revision policy, confidentiality, and ownership. Back up your critical folders in 2 places, cloud plus an external drive on a weekly schedule. Keep a password manager, never reuse. For legal tax specifics, consult a qualified local professional. Rules vary by country and change. Your goal is not to become an accountant, but to stay clear, compliant, and calm. Add a quarterly disaster drill. If your laptop died or a platform banned you, how fast could you be working again? List steps and plug the holes. Include a small insurance review, equipment, liability appropriate to your work. Why it matters. Money hygiene reduces midnight fear and frees attention for billing. You make decisions from stability instead of scarcity. As you close your eyes, think of your finances as tidy shelves, labels facing out, nothing wobbling. Success feels safer when the floor is solid. The 2 email lead engine. Leads arrive more softly when you offer real help first. Build a tiny, evergreen lead magnet that loves one narrow pane in 10 minutes. A hook checklist, a retention first aid kit, a cold email 5-liner with examples, a ROI sheet. Create a one-screen landing page. Headline naming the pain. 3 bullets of what's inside, 1 mock-up image, 1 form. After sign-up, send exactly 2 emails that deliver more value than expected. Email 1. Instantly. The download plus a short story of how to use it this week, 1 quick win task, and an invitation to hit reply with their current number, CTR, response rate, etc. Email 2. 48 to 72 hours later. A gentle, personalized follow-up with a micro case study, 1 mistake to avoid, and a soft offer. If you'd like me to apply this to your channel site next week, here's the starter sprint. No daily drip, no overwhelm. Then once per week, send a short field note to everyone. A before-after tile, a 90-second loom, or a checklist you refined, always tied to the number you move. Segment lightly by interest if you can, but don't overbill. Add a small PS asking a question that invites replies. Conversations turn subscribers into clients. Promote the magnet quietly. Link it in your bio, pin it under your most useful posts, include it at the end of your looms, and mention it on discovery calls as a free resource. Track 3 metrics only. Visitors to signups, signups why replies, replies booked calls. Improve the weakest link monthly. Why it matters. A tiny engine lets future clients test your thinking before they risk budget. Trust rises, sales feel like the next logical step, and your list becomes a compounding asset. As you drift to sleep, imagine your inbox with a few warm replies waiting. Real people, real pains, already. The tiny partner flywheel. Partnerships multiply your reach without ads. Make a simple partner map. 3 columns. Who serves the same audience? What complementary value you can bring? What easy collaboration looks like? Think editors who don't do thumbnails, newsletter writers who don't do video, niche creators who would love a teardown, small SaaS tools your clients use, or local agencies that overflow. Start with a low-risk, high-signal offer, a 20-minute co-teardown live or recorded, a shared mini-guide with both logos, or a bundled starter sprint where you handle X and they handle Y for a single fixed price. Propose with a 5-line note. 1 genuine reason you like their work, the overlap you see. The tiny collab idea, what you'll do to make it easy, draft outline, assets, edit, and the upside for their audience. Keep revenue shares clean and simple for bundles, A's 6-40 after fees, and document it in 1 page. Pay out on a predictable cadence. Build a mirrored landing section on both of your sites, so buyers feel continuity. After each collaboration, harvest proof for both sides and agree on a next step or agree it was a one-off, and thank them publicly. Protect your brand. Say no to partners whose process would force you to cut corners. Aim for 3 ongoing partner relationships rather than 10 shallow ones. Depth compound. Add a quarterly partner day to your calendar. Reach out to new candidates. Refresh assets. Propose 1 fresh idea to each active partner. Why it matters. Partners open doors you can't push alone. New audiences, credibility by association, bundled value that feels like a steal. The flywheel starts small but gains weight with every good experience shared. As you nestle into sleep, picture a simple triangle, you a partner and the audience. Value flowing around it smoothly. Quiet collaboration, steady growth. Theme days and mode switching. Context switching leaks profit. Design your week so your brain stays in 1 gear at a time. Create 2 modes, maker, deep production, and manager, communication, coordination, admin. Then assign theme days to reduce random hopping. A simple map. Monday outreach, manager. 5 genuine messages, 2 follow-ups, 1 partner proposal. Tuesday build, maker. 2 uninterrupted 90-minute blocks for shipping assets that move the number you own. Wednesday proof maker, tests, ABs, retention fixes, before-after packages. Thursday sell manager, discovery calls, proposals from templates, price scope decisions. Friday systems manager maker, SOP updates, template refresh, dashboard cleanup, and a 60-minute experiment. Saturday recharge, human, long walk, sunlight, reading for joy, no dashboards. Sunday plan manager, your quiet 2-hour CEO review and week setup. Color code your calendar so you can feel the mode at a glance. Build landing strips at the end of each maker block. Write the next 3 actions in the file and leave the cursor where tomorrow begins. For manager blocks, keep a reply queue you clear twice a day. Everything else waits. When a surprise interrupts, apply the 3S rule. Stop, one breath, slot, schedule when it fits the theme, or say no. Use your pre-written scripts. Protect handoff rituals. At day's end, send a what shipped, what's next note to yourself or your client, so the loop closes. If you must bend the plan, bend it forward. Trade time within the same mode. Don't mash modes together. Why it works? Your brain conserves context in bigger pieces, making work feel smoother and faster. Over a month, you'll notice fewer half-finished tasks and cleaner output. As you lie down, imagine your week as a neatly labeled toolbox. Tomorrow, you only open one drawer. Calm focus multiplies quietly when it isn't constantly reassembled. A signal-rich identity style kit. Being remembered is a revenue skill. Build a tiny style kit that makes your work instantly recognizable and faster to produce. Start with a one-page brand spine. Who you help, the number you move, the tone you use. Calm, specific, generous, and 5 never rules. No vague hustle quotes. No drama bait. No jargon without examples. Add a visual kit for creators. A thumbnail grid with 3 reusable layouts. 2 font pairings, safe margins, and a set of background textures you can recolor. Bake in a contrast rule. Subject bright, background mid, text bold, one accent only. For writers or service pros, create a doc kit. Headings, call-outs before-after boxes, and a 3 bullets pars 1 number proof block. Build a voice kit. 5 phrases you repeat that signal your method. Before, after, why. 1 metric that matters. Ship small daily. Plus a list of clients' own words harvested from calls. Keep a bio kit in short, medium and long versions that match your niche sentence exactly. Paste it everywhere so discovery feels consistent. Add a CTA kit with 2 defaults, starter sprint and 15-min fit call, each linked to the simplest possible page. Store everything in one style folder with names like 01 thumbnails, 02 documents, 03 copy blocks. Automate the start when you open your design tool or doc. It loads a template, not a blank screen. Schedule a monthly 44-minute refresh. Replace 1 weak element, add 1 new sample, retire 1 style that didn't perform. Track brand assets like products, version numbers, a changelog, and notes on CTR retention lift. Why it matters. A signal-rich identity reduces buyer friction. Oh, it's them, and reduces production friction. Open templates, swap parts, ship. Over time, your consistency becomes a moat. Recommendations become easier because people can describe you in 1 line. As you drift off, picture your style kit like a tidy suitcase, always packed, always ready for the next trip. The 24-hour reset protocol. Success isn't the absence of misses, it's the speed of recovery. Build a reset protocol you can run anytime you stall, panic, or fall behind. Step 1. Physiology first 20 minutes. Hydrate, step outside for sunlight or a brisk walk, do 20 slow breaths in 4, hold 2, out 6, eat something simple with protein. This resets your nervous system and stops spiral thinking. Step 2. Reality check. 15 minutes. Open your trust ledger and calendar. What promises exist? Which are at risk? Write 1 honest status line per promise. Step 3. Renegotiate, 20 minutes. Send 3 messages now. Here's what's done, what's left, new delivery time, and a small bonus for the slip. People fear silence more than delays. Step 4. Triage board, 15 minutes. 3 columns must ship today, can slip 2472s. Delete defer, limit must ship 1 or 2 deliverables only. If the list grows, you're lying to yourself. Step 5. Micro start. 25 to 45 minutes. Set a timer and perform the smallest, irreversible action. Export a draft, push a branch, record the first 30 seconds. Write the first paragraph, compose the first outreach. Irreversible means it leaves a footprint somewhere outside your head. Step 6. Sleep guardrails. Tonight. Same bedtime, no caffeine after mid-afternoon, phone outside the room. You cannot outrun burnout. Step 7. Post-mortem. Tomorrow. 10 minutes. Write 3 bullets, trigger that derailed you, early warning you missed, 1 system tweak. Maybe you overcommitted. Maybe feedback cycles were longer. Maybe energy dipped. Install a fix, a larger buffer, clearer revision policy, an earlier draft checkpoint. Why it works. A reset you can trust turns shame into action. You learn to be the kind of person who begins again quickly and kindly. As you settle under the blanket, tell yourself, I get to start small tomorrow, and small compounds. The day ends clean. Run on numbers, not nerves. Feelings are weather, numbers are maps. Choose a small dashboard you'll actually look at weekly. Creators, top of funnel, CTR, mid, average view duration or 30-second retention, bottom, clicks to offer or email signups, service pros, leads per week, calls booked, close rate, average project value, delivery time, client retention. If you sell products, visitors, conversion rate, average order value, refund rate, track in a simple sheet with a date column and a weekly row. Add a brief why, what, next note, so future you remembers context. Pair each metric with the nearest lever, CTRP, thumbnail title, AVDP, first 30 seconds, conversion P, offer clarity and proof, close rate P, discovery script and tier framing, delivery time P, SOPs and templates. Use comparison windows that make sense, week over week for consistency, rolling 4-week averages for trend, and before-after windows for experiments. Beware vanity. Followers without conversion are applause without invoices. Visits without time on page are curiosity without trust. Every Friday, pick one weak link and design a tiny experiment for the coming week. Change one variable, cap time or spend, define success, document failed tests neutrally in your error log. Celebrate the learning, not just the win. Share selective numbers publicly to attract peers and clients who value clarity. Install an emission to action shortcut. When you feel anxious, open the dashboard, ask which metric is red, choose the nearest lever, run a 30-minute fix. Why it matters. When numbers lead, decisions get lighter and sleep gets deeper. You replace vague dread with specific dials you can move. Drift off imagining your dashboard as a cockpit with only a few gauges and your hand steady on the right knob. Upgrade your earning power, skill equity, market equity. Wealth grows when you turn skill into leverage. Build a simple ladder for the next 12 months. Rung 1. Raise your minimum acceptable rate via proof. Every 2 months, add 2 new tiles and nudge price 10-20%. Rung 2. Productize into outcomes, not hours. 2 clear packages with concrete deliverables and timelines. Rung 3. Specialize deeper, own 1 painful slice, e.g. first 10 seconds retention for science channels or hero section clarity for B2B sales. Rung 4. Add advisory, offer a 60 to 90-minute strategy session with a 1-page action plan and 30-day check-in. Many will pay for clarity before they buy execution. Rung 5. Stack assets, templates, micro courses, calculators that sell while you sleep, and seed your pipeline. Rung 6. Operate a barbell for risk, a safe base, recurring clients, or part-time role, plus upside bets, flagship offer, partnerships, product rev share. Rung 7. When demand exceeds supply for 60 to 90 days, test a helper hire for low leverage steps under your SOPs. Keep quality control and final decisions. Build a rate card you never send, but that centers you during calls. It contains your flaws, rush multipliers, and scope swaps. Track a single North Star income metric you control. Billable output hours replaced by package outcomes shipped. Decide how you reinvest a percentage to your growth bucket, tools, training, help, and a percentage to your freedom fund so you can say no to bad fit. For long-term investing outside the business, follow local laws and consider getting personalized advice. The principle here is simple. Don't risk money you need to sleep, and let your business be your highest return learning machine. As you rest, picture your ladder, simple, sturdy, and yours to climb at your pace. You're translating skill into market power step by step. Build a flagship offer and signature method. A flagship offer is a clear promise wrapped in a repeatable method that buyers can understand in 30 seconds. Name the problem, name your method, name the number it moves. Example, the first 10 method. A 14-day sprint that lifts your first 10 seconds retention so the rest of your video can work. Or the clarity fold, a 10-day hero section rewrite that raises demo requests. Give your method a 4-step map with verbs: discover, prototype, test, iterate. For each step, define inputs, outputs, and the artifact. Loom, dock, tiles. Package 2 scopes: sprint, fast, focused, limited revisions, and transformation deeper, with weekly reviews and training for their team. Build a single-page sales doc with problem in their words, your map, proof tiles, timeline with calendar dates, responsibilities, and guarantee. If we don't hit an agreed leading indicator by day 14, I'll extend 1 week at no charge. Run a 3-client pilot at a founder-friendly price in exchange for access to metrics and a tight testimonial. Schedule check-ins on days 3, 7, and 14. Harvest before-after stories ruthlessly. Create enablement assets, a kickoff questionnaire, a test plan template, a keep to gains checklist. Record a 5-minute explainer video walking through the method. Embed it in your page so buyers pre-qualify. Train your language until it feels like a poem. 1 sentence for the promise, 1 for the method, 1 for the next step. When prospects ask for something outside the flagship, route them to your starter sprint or say no. The focus: foods, power. After 5 successful sprints, raise price and add a small advisory or retainer that maintains the number monthly. Why it matters: a flagship lets you become the person for X, making referrals crisp and the negotiations short. As you drift to sleep, imagine your signature method drawn on a napkin. Simple lines, strong edges, obvious value. The kind of clarity people pay for. Build an audience home base. Social platforms are rented land. You'll grow faster and sleep easier when you have a home you control. Create a simple home base with 3 pieces: a 1-page site, a weekly field note email, and a quiet community space. Keep the site minimal, your niche sentence at the top, 2 proof tiles, 2 clear next steps, start a sprint or 15-minute fit call, and a sign-up for your field note. The field note is a short, useful email you can write in 20 minutes. 1 before-after tile, a 90-second loom, or a checklist tied to the number you move. Send it the same day each week. Reliability beats length. For the community, choose the smallest container that won't steal your attention. Could be a private email list with reply threads, a low-key Discord channel with 1 Droid wins and 1 help room, or a simple Circle Telegram group. Pin 3 norms: be kind, be specific, show your numbers when you can. Onboard new people with a single welcome note: what you help with, how to ask for feedback, where to find your best resources. Create 2 recurring rituals that require little from you but create outsized value. A monthly teardown session: members submit assets. You review 3 live and a first 10 seconds Friday, where everyone posts a short clip or hook and gives 2-line feedback to the person above. Your goal is not size, it's density. Real practitioners helping each other move 1 metric. Use your home base to de-risk experiments. Float a new offer, test a small product, ask for 5 beta users. At least once a month, invite a complimentary expert for a short co-session. Partnerships grow naturally when you give them a platform. Why it matters: algorithms change, email and community endure. A home base catches serendipity, turns strangers into warm contacts, and gives you a place to ship even when social is noisy. As you drift off, imagine a porch light quietly glowing your corner of the internet, tidy, welcoming, and yours. Do real-world research. Weekly ideas sharpen when they meet reality. Install a small, repeatable research habit so your offers, content, and products speak your audience's exact language. Block 1 60-minute session each week, called fieldwork. Structure it in thirds: first 20 minutes. Voice of customer mining. Read 5 posts, comments, or reviews where your people complain about the problem you solve. Copy exact phrases into a single doc under headings: pains, desired outcomes, objections, vivid metaphors. Highlight sentences with emotional punch. Those often become headlines. Second 20 minutes. Competitor and adjacent teardown. Pick 1 site, landing page, thumbnail set or short form account. Ask where is clarity, where is fluff, what proof do they show, what gap could you fill? Take 2 screenshots and write 3 bullets. Steal, good, skip, bad, subvert, opportunity. Third 20 minutes, conversational touchpoint. DM one person who fits your ideal buyer and ask one focused question. What have you already tried to fix X? Or, if I could wave a wand and change one number in 14 days, which would you pick? Offer a tiny help in return, a checklist or loom. End fieldwork by turning research into a deliverable, a headline variation, a hook script, a price positioning tweak, or a mini-proof tile using the words you collected. Store everything in one research, their artifact folder, so inputs become outputs without delay. Monthly, review your doc and prune, keep it sharp, not bloated. Quarterly, run 3 15-minute interviews on a single theme and publish a short summary for your audience. Teaching your research makes you a magnet for better data. Why it matters. Research prevents you from selling what you like instead of what they need. Exact words reduce friction in sales and content. As you relax into sleep, picture a small notebook by your side, filled with phrases that feel true. Tomorrow, you'll use them, and your work will click. Design a gentle referral engine. Referrals are warm, fast, and inexpensive. If you make them easy and safe, build a referral engine with 3 triggers and 3 tools. Triggers. After a successful delivery, we hit 27% CTR. Do you know one creator who'd love this sprint after a public win you've shared? If a friend needs this, I'll prioritize 2 slots this month. And after a kind testimonial, would you be open to introducing me to one peer who struggles with X? Tools. A 1-paragraph forwardable blurb that explains who you help and the result in plain words. A simple referral link that lands on a proof-rich page, and a small, tasteful thank you. A credit on future work, a private teardown, or a donation to a cause they care about. Create a referral pack you can drop in seconds. The blurb, 2 before-after tiles, and calendar link. Add safety language for your referrers. No pressure. If it's not a fit, I'll say so fast. Track referrals in a tiny sheet with columns for source, intro date, outcome, thank you sent. Once per quarter, run a low-key friends and referrers day. Share a private update, a resource bundle, and your next 2 available sprint weeks. Celebrate people who introduced you, publicly, if they're comfortable. Layer in Varna referrals from level 33. Offer a co-branded starter sprint with clear revenue share and a shared case tile. Quality matters more than quantity. 2 right-fit introductions can shape a year. Avoid referral spam by making the ask specific, one person who struggles with measurable pain and wants a result in time window. Why it matters. Referrals transfer trust, shorten sales cycles, and keep marketing humane. They also remind you to deliver experiences worth talking about. As you nestle in, imagine your name traveling through a couple of kind conversations. No hype, just they helped me. They'll help you too. Anti-burnout seasons and deload weeks. Growth is a marathon with hills. Plan seasons so you can push hard without snapping. Divide your year into 4 13-week cycles. Weeks 1-10 are build season. Weeks 11-12 are deload. Week 13 is reset. During build, you run your full cadence. Daily ship, 1 weekly experiment, 2 nurture windows, and your CEO review. During deload, you cut load by 40%. Keep only the non-negotiables, sleep, 1 build block, the field note, and pause experiments, calls, and ambitious launches. Replace with maintenance tasks, research reading, and light training on a new tool. In reset week, you step back entirely from sales and heavy production for 3 heavy 5 days. Do your annual style review, prune commitments, and decide a single theme for the next season. Inside each week, protect 1 Sabbath window of at least 12 to 24 hours, where no work is allowed. Phone away, sunlight, friends, long walk, simple food. Add physiological guardrails, bedtime discipline, caffeine cutoff, 7-10K steps, and 2 strength snacks. Recognize early signs of strain, doom scrolling, snappy emails, skipping the morning micro-win. Use your 24-hour reset protocol, level 36, at the first wobble. Don't wait until the wheels come off. Bake in restoration activities you actually enjoy, a playlist for deep work, a recipe you can make on autopilot, a park loop you like. If a crisis hits mid-season, convert the next week to deload immediately. You won't lose momentum, you'll protect compounding. Why it matters: consistency creates compounding, and compounding needs sustainability. Planned rest keeps your best hours sharp and your mood even. As you close your eyes, picture your year like tides: push, ease, reset. You are allowed season. In fact, seasons are how forests and businesses grow. Risk, rights, and calm compliance. Calm businesses sleep better because surprises are smaller. Build a light risk framework that fits on a page. Section 1. Agreements. Use a plain language master services agreement and a one-page scope for each project. Deliverables, dates, revision policy, confidentiality, IP ownership, payment terms. Save templates and never start from zero. Update version numbers with a changelog. Section 2. Rights and assets. Clarify who owns what and when. You own drafts and internal tools. Clients own final deliverables upon payment. For creative work, store licenses for any fonts, stock, or music. Keep a list of attribution needs. Section 3. Privacy and data. Keep client data in organized, access-controlled folders. Use password managers. Avoid emailing raw credentials. Ask for role-based access. Delete access when projects end. Section 4. Backups and continuity. Weekly automated backup of your critical folders to encrypted cloud H1 external drive. Keep a simple continuity doc. How to restore, who to inform, what to pause. Section 5. Taxes and invoices. Track income expenses weekly. Set aside a fixed tax percentage in a separate bucket on receipt and label invoices clearly with net terms and late fee language. Keep receipts tidy. Work with a qualified professional in your country for specifics. Regulations vary and change. Section 6. Insurance and boundaries. Consider basic coverage appropriate to your work, equipment, liability. Write down 2 red flag project types you'll avoid to protect your name. Finally, add communication guardrails, response windows, office hours, and escalation paths for urgent issues. Why it matters: risk clarity reduces reactivity. You free mental bandwidth for deep work, and clients feel safer with you, which increases referral likelihood and rate tolerance. As you settle down, imagine your business as a cabin with a sturdy lock, a fire extinguisher, and labeled shelves. You don't dwell on them, but their presence lets you breathe and build. The back-end ascension ladder. Front-end offers get attention. A thoughtful back-end builds wealth. Map a simple customer journey with 4 rungs. Rung 1. Entry, low friction. A tiny product or starter sprint, priced so people can say yes fast and feel a real win within 7-14 days. Rung 2. Core flagship. Your signature sprint from level 39. This is where you solve the main pain and gather strong proof. Rung 3. Stabilize, recurring. A monthly or weekly tune-up that keeps the number moving, retention checks, newsletter edits, analytics cleanup, SEO quick wins. Rung 4. Scale, advisory. A higher touch package, quarterly planning, team training, playbook installation, or a cohort workshop. Design clean transitions between rungs. After a successful entry, ask, would you like me to keep this number moving for 90 days? After a strong month on Stabilize, offer a lightweight advisory day to unlock the next ceiling. Price each rung with clear outcomes and time boxes so scope creep can't sneak in. Build enablement assets that stack templates from entry become parts of Stabilize. Reporting from Stabilize feeds advisory. Track expansion metrics: entry core conversion rate, core, Stabilize retention, average lifetime value, and time to expansion. Once per quarter, interview 3 customers about what would make the next rung a no-brainer. Improve based on their words, not your guesses. Add a gentle win-back sequence for churned clients, a quarterly note with 1 insight, 1 small free diagnostic, and an invitation to test a new version of your sprint. Why it matters. Acquisition is expensive in time and attention. Expansion is respectful and efficient. An ascension ladder lets your best clients keep winning with you, raises average revenue per customer, and stabilizes your months. As you drift towards sleep, picture a calm staircase, each step clear, sturdy, and useful. You don't push people up, you invite them when they're ready, and you're prepared when they say yes. The repurposing conveyor belt. One strong idea should pay rent 10 times. Build a simple conveyor belt that turns a single asset into many without bloating your workload. Start with a hero piece each week, a 3-5 minute loom, a 600-900 word note, or a mini case study with a clear before, after, and 3 bullets of why it worked. From that hero, create 5 derivatives, one a 45 to 60 seconds short, the punchline and 1 step, 2, a carousel or image tile highlighting the before, after, 3, a checklist or template pulled from your process, 4, a 5,200-word email field note, and 5, a forum Discord answer using the same lesson but tailored to a question someone actually asked. Use a single naming convention so nothing gets lost. Wally MMDD topic version. Create a repurpose SOP. Choose hero, extract hooks, draft short script, export tile, paste checklist, queue email, answer 1 real thread. Timebox it to 90-120 minutes on the same weekday. Keep a golden paragraph stock, phrases that consistently resonate. Those become captions, hooks, and subject lines. Capture performance lightly. Which derivative earned replies or clicks? Which one created a lead, which was ignored? Improve the week format next week. Don't skip it. Iteration strengthens the system. Build a seasonal library. Every quarter, compile your top 10 tiles and checklists into a free best-of PDF or page. This refreshes your lead magnet without inventing from scratch. The goal isn't volume for its own sake, it's efficient repetition of what genuine helps. Over time, your ideas will feel familiar, in a good way, because consistency breeds trust. Why it matters. Most people keep reinventing from zero and burn out. A conveyor belt preserves creative energy for the parts that move revenue. Better offers, better proof, better relationships. As you wind down, picture your week's idea riding the belt, clip, tile, email, answer quietly multiplying while you rest. The hook and headline lab. The first 10 seconds or first 10 words decide whether your work gets a chance to help. Build a weekly hook lab where you practice nothing but openings for 45-60 minutes. Choose one target medium per week. Video intros, email subject lines, hero headlines, or cold email first sentences. Load a reference set of 20 proven winners in your niche and annotate why they work. Curiosity gap, number specificity, tension, contrast, promise, whole time frame without clause. Then set a timer and draft 25 variants for a single piece of content or offer. Use frameworks deliberately. Question: what if X is backwards? Number: 7 fixes in 14 minutes. Tension: you're losing viewers at 007. Here's why. Outcome: raise CTR 20% without a rebrand. Misconception flip: stop chasing thumbnails, fix this first. After drafting, pick 5 and quickly test where possible. Community poll, A/B on a small email segment, 2 YouTube titles rotated on an older video, or simple click tests with friends. Log results in your hook ledger, date, asset, top variant, CTR open retention delta, and 1 learning. Harvest language from Voice of Customer Research, level 41. The best hooks often repeat the customer's own frustrated sentence. Keep a never again list, clickbait shapes that underperform or erode trust, and a power pairings list, title path thumbnail patterns that consistently attract qualified attention. Each month, run a 60-minute teardown on your worst 5 openings and rewrite them. Relaunch as director's cut versions if the content still deserves life. Why it matters. Openings are leverage points, small edits, large effects. Getting 10% more people through the door multiplies every downstream metric. As you drift to sleep, imagine tomorrow's hook as a smooth on-ramp with clear signs. No shouty tricks, just honest tension and a specific promise, delivered quickly. Flawless client onboarding. The easiest way to raise rates is to make working with you feel effortless from minute zero. Design a frictionless onboarding sequence that fits on one page and takes less than 48 hours to complete. Step 1. Kick off email with warmth, timeline with calendar dates, and a link to a short form that collects what you truly need: access, examples they admire, constraints, one number that matters. Step 2. A 15 to 20-minute kickoff call with a tight agenda. Confirm the number, show a one-slide plan, discover, prototype, test, iterate, and agree on what done looks like this sprint. Step 3. Access and folder setup. Share a clearly labeled workspace with 3 folders: inputs, WD OAP outputs, and a README that explains file names and how feedback works. Loom with timestamps preferred. Decisions in one comment thread. Step 4. A day 2 first look artifact. One thumbnail sketch, a 15-second alt intro, or a headline matrix, so they see movement quickly and you validate direction before spending heavy time. Step 5. A status cadence. What arrives and when. Choose prototype, through iteration, fry report, and a 2-line template they can use for feedback. Keep change. Reasons. Step 6. A risk list. 2 common blockers, and your plan. No footage. You'll use stock placeholder delayed feedback. Delivery rolls by 24 hours. Close with a calm guarantee, and your boundaries office hours, urgent path. Automate pieces with templates, but personalize the greeting and the first artifact so it feels crafted, not canned. After each project, add one improvement to your onboarding doc from your 5-minute after action, level 27. Why it matters. Onboarding sets the tone. When clients feel guided, they review faster, accept decisions more easily, and happily recommend you. As you settle in, picture your next client opening your kickoff note and exhaling, "Ah, this will be easy." Reverse engineered calendar math. Ambition needs math, not just motivation. Take one 90-day outcome you care about: 6,000 extra income, 6 new clients, 12 videos shipped, and reverse engineer the inputs, then put them on the calendar as appointments with yourself. Start at the end. If your average project is $500, you need 12 projects. If your close rate is 25%, you need 48 qualified conversations. If 20% of outreach gets a qualified reply, you need 240 quality outreaches over 90 days, about 3 per day on weekdays. Layer discovery calls, one 15-min daily slot. Build blocks, one 60-minute output hour per day. Proof engine updates, one tile per week. And your hook lab, weekly. Now place these as recurring events with buffers. Build a simple math dashboard in your sheet: inputs planned versus inputs done, rolling totals, and pace. Use a paceline by day 30. Have you completed 33% of inputs? If not, adjust inputs, not dreams. Add a small evening outreach window or raise the quality of targets to improve reply rate. Identify your constraining link monthly replies, week, improve research and personalization. Close rate week, tighten discovery script and tiers, delivery time long. Refine SOPs, add a Slack bucket, 2 hours week reserved for catch-up, so misses don't dominate. Protect rest, no debt-financed productivity that steals from sleep. The plan must be livable or it will die. Celebrate hitting input streaks with tiny rewards that don't break focus: a walk, a new playlist, a nicer coffee. Why it matters. Reverse engineering turns fog into steps. You stop bargaining with yourself and start showing up for calendar commitments you designed. As you drift to sleep, imagine a clear runway with lights at even intervals. You don't need to sprint, you need to keep landing each light, one by one. The objection and risk reversal system. Buyers hesitate for repeatable reasons. Map them, pre-answer them, and reduce perceived risk. Create an objection matrix. Columns for common objection, root fear, asset that answers it, and where it lives: site, email, call. Examples: too expensive, fear wasted budget. Wayset, 2-scope comparison with outcome framing, Kai style showing ROI. Will this work for my niche? Fear relevance. Wayset, a mini case with similar channel company, plus your method's universal steps. I'm busy. Fear time sync. Wayset, onboarding readme, exact access list, delivery timeline with calendar dates. What if it flops? Fear blame. Wayset, leading indicators you target. Small guarantee, extend a week if we don't hit X, and a rollback plan. Build these into your portfolio FAQ, your discovery script, and your follow-up emails. Add micro proofs everywhere, tiny screenshots, 10-second before-after loops, or client quotes with numbers and timeframes. Install a gentle guarantee that you can honor without resentment. Time-limited and tied to your process. If we don't reach the agreed leading indicator by day 14, I'll add one iteration at no charge. On calls, surface objections early with kindness. What would make this feel like a risky decision for you? Listen, reflect, show the asset that addresses it. Keep a live log of objections you hear, update your assets monthly so sales conversations get easier over time. Remember that risk reversal isn't giving away the farm, it is designing confidence. Why it matters when fear drops, conversion rises, and you attract the right clients who value clarity. As you ease into sleep, imagine a row of small switches flipping. Fear off, understanding on. You didn't push harder, you removed friction. Ethical scarcity and launch rhythm. Scarcity and urgency can be honest tools when they mirror your real capacity and help buyers decide. Design a light launch rhythm you can repeat quarterly without drama. Choose one offer to spotlight flagship sprint, tiny product bundle, or cohort workshop. Set real constraints, limited start dates because you can only run 2 sprints per week, a bonus that requires prep, custom teardown, or a price that rises after a version upgrade. Announce with a 3-step sequence over 7-10 days. Value first, teach a focused lesson with a mini case and a checklist. 2. Invitation, open a few slots with clear dates, scope and who it's for, not for. 3. Last call reminder 24 hours before doors close or before start dates fill. Use a quiet waitlist in between launches and give those people first access. Keep promos humane. No all caps countdowns, no fake timers. Make decisions binary for buyers. Yes, now or wait for the next window. Between launches, keep serving your daily ship, your field note, your proof engine. After each launch, write a short summary, signups, show up rate, delivery load, what to improve. If you overfill and feel strain, shrink the next one. If you underfill, interview 5 people who said, maybe later, and improve your objection assets. Level 5. Consider partner-assisted launches twice a year. Level 33, where you teach together or bundle services. Agree on revenue shares, clearly in writing. Why it matters. A rhythm protects your energy, creates clear buying windows, and trains your audience to act without pressure. Scarcity is ethical when it is real and disclosed. Urgency is respectful when it prevents endless waffling. As you drift off, imagine your calendar with gentle tides: open, serve, close, deliver, steady, breathable, sustainable. Authority by teaching, office hours and micro workshops. Teaching is proof at scale. Create 1 weekly office hour and 1 monthly micro workshop that turn your private know-how into public trust. Keep each office hour to 30 minutes on the same weekday. Theme it narrowly around the number you move. First 10 seconds retention. Clarity passes on hero sections. Cold email 5-liner. Structure: 5 minutes of one new lesson, 20 minutes of live Q&A, 5 minutes with a simple call to action. Download the checklist or book a starter sprint. Record, auto-transcribe, and save to a single playlist and archive page. Each session produces 3 assets: a 90-second highlight clip, 1 before-after tile, and a short note with timestamps and key takeaways. The micro workshop is a 45-60-minute version, once per month, with a promise of 1 concrete outcome. Leave with a rewritten hook and a test plan. Cap seats to keep it human. Offer a worksheet and collect 1 metric from each attendee before and after. Build a light funnel around teaching, announcement post, simple sign-up page, reminder emails at 24 hours and 60 minutes, replay link within 24 hours, and a soft "if you want me to do this with you next week" invite. Rotate topics quarterly. Retire weak ones, deepen strong ones. Invite a complimentary partner every 3rd month. Editor, Analytics Pro, so you both reach new people. Avoid bloat. one slide template, one worksheet template, and a single checklist you refine. Teaching forces you to clarify your method and gives prospects a zero-risk way to feel your process. Price the monthly workshop modestly at first or offer it free to early subscribers. Raise as proof stacks. Why it matters: consistent public teaching compounds credibility and fills your pipeline without shouting. As you drift off, imagine a small room of people leaving with a fix they can use tomorrow, and a few reaching back to ask for your help to implement it. Single source of truth, files, versions, and findings. Chaos leaks profit. Build a single source of truth so your work is findable in 2 clicks and past lessons. Pay rent. Start with a top-level folder called Runway with 5 subfolders. 01 Assets, Templates, Brand Kit. Fonts, Dodo 2 Clients, 1 folder per client, 1 Inputs, 2 Wikip, 3 Outputs, 03 Products, Tiny Products, Versioned, 04 Proof, Before-After Tiles, Case Notes, Looms, 05 Research, Voice of Customer Competitor Screenshots, Experiments. Enforce a Feinlaun Convention. WAVI MMDD do JIT. Descriptor V01. Text. Never overwrite. Increment versions. In each client's outputs, add a radi.md that lists the final artifacts where they're used and results once measured. Create a findings doc at the top level with 3 sections: patterns that work, patterns that fail, open question. Every time you finish a sprint, add 1 sentence to each section. That doc is your compounding brain. Add a lightweight decision log for choices you'll forget. Chosen thumbnail direction and why. Title options. Tested. The language that moved replies. Link the log from project folders so you don't rely on memory in a month. Automate backups. Weekly to encrypted cloud and monthly to a physical drive. Test a restore once per quarter. Build a Start Here index page that links to your most used templates. Hook lab sheet. Postal one-pager. Onboarding form. Reporting deck. Teardown canvas. When you hire help, this index prevents a dozen questions and preserves quality. Use a simple tag system in Feinlaus for quick scans. Hero for final. Heel tilt for variants. Arch for retired. Once a month, schedule a 45-minute library sweep. Archive duplicates. Compress heavy files. Prune dead experiments. And move new proofs into your portfolio queue. Why it matters: clean structure reduces friction, speeds collaboration, and protects your reputation when a client asks for that asset from last spring. As you settle into sleep, picture tidy shelves with labels facing out. Tomorrow you won't hunt, you'll build. AI as a force multiplier. Without losing your voice, use AI to draft, not to decide. Treat it like a fast assistant that never replaces your judgment. Define 4 repeatable AI jobs. 1. Research compressor. Turn messy transcripts or forum threads into bullet summaries that preserve quotes and metrics. 2. Variation generator. Produce 20 hooks, headlines, or intro cuts from your own golden samples. 3. Clarity editor. Ask for shorter, plainer versions of your paragraph with examples preserved. 4. SOP builder. Convert your narrated loom into a step list you refine. Build a prompt library with your brand spine, niche sentence, tone rules, and a few annotated examples of great outputs you created. Paste this context at the top of sessions so outputs match your voice. Keep human control at critical points. Choose the hook, decide the proof framing, set the guarantee, and write money-facing copy. For creative assets, use AI to propose options, then test with real metrics: CTR, retention, reply rate. Never ship AI outputs without a pass through your proof engine, before, after, plus why. Mark synthetic visuals clearly in client work where required, and respect licenses and platform guidelines. Avoid the trap of infinite variant generation. Timebox to 10-15 minutes per asset and pick a winner to test. For audio-video cleanup, use AI tools for noise and filler removal, but keep your pacing choices. Leasy content needs gentleness. Build 2 small guardrails. 1. A do not automate list. Pricing decisions, promises, apologies, sensitive client messages. And 2. A human eye checklist for tone, numbers, and names. Track AI ROI, simply hours saved, quality improved, experiments unlocked. If a tool doesn't pay for itself in 60 days, cancel without guilt. Why it matters. AI can increase throughput and free you for deep human decisions, the parts that create trust and money. As you drift to sleep, imagine a quiet team of tireless assistants tidying drafts while your taste decides what lives. Reputation repair. When you miss, make it right. Mistakes are inevitable. Trust depends on your response. Build a small reputation repair playbook you can run under stress. First, detect early. Keep a red light trigger, missed internal deadline, client silence after your update, feedback that sounds strained. When it happens, act within hours, not days. Step 1. Acknowledge plainly without excuses. I missed the agreed Friday delivery. Step 2. State status and cause briefly. Prototype is 80% done. I misestimated iteration time. Step 3. Offer a new plan with calendar dates. Deliver prototype Tuesday 14 Zurin, iteration Thursday 17 Zurin. Step 4. Add a make good proportional to impact. One extra iteration, a small bonus asset, or a discount on a future sprint. Step 5. Ask if the new plan meets their needs, then meet it early. After resolution, run a micro post-mortem estimate bias, approval latency, unclear scope, or personal energy. Install a fix in your system. Longer buffer, earlier checkpoint, clearer revision policy, stricter opportunity filter. If the miss is public, wrong number, miss credit. Correct transparently where you posted, credit the source, and thank the person who flagged it. Do not argue. Do not disappear. Create a crisis template for your own use, with the 5 steps above, so emotion doesn't write the message. Keep records in your trust ledger. Promise made, slip handled, outcome. Over time, you'll see patterns and fewer repeats. Share a sanitized lesson in your field note occasionally. Showing humility and a fix can strengthen your brand. Why it matters. Perfect delivery is rare. Reliable recovery is rare too. And remembered, clients who see you repair fast will refer you more confidently. As you close your eyes, let the fear of mistakes soften. You have a script. If you stumble, you know how to stand quickly and kindly. Anti-fragile cash flow. Barbell for calm. Design your income so shocks become learning, not collapse. Use a simple barbell, safety on one side, upside on the other. Safety means 3-6 months of runway in your freedom fund, plus a base layer of predictable income. 2 or 3 recurring clients, a part-time role or retainers that account for essentials. Upside means projects and products with variable returns, flagship sprints, launches, partnerships, RivShare experiments. Allocate time explicitly, for example, 60% to safety, retainers and delivery, 30% to upside, building products, launches, 10% to R&D, experiments and skill growth. Rebalance monthly based on pipeline and energy. Install shock absorbers, shorten invoice cycles weekly or bi-weekly on long projects. Collect deposits and diversify client types so a platform change or seasonal dip doesn't sink you. Keep a pipeline insurance habit. 5 humane outreaches per weekday, even when booked. Future you will thank you. When a downturn hits, shift to a helpful hustle posture. Run low-cost sprints that reduce expenses or increase immediate metrics for clients. Bundle with partners, and publish more proof. Avoid slashing prices silently. Shrink scope instead, or add a limited community edition with boundaries. For personal finance, keep fixed costs. Lean and review subscriptions quarterly. If you invest outside the business, favor simple diversified vehicles you truly understand, and consult a qualified professional for your country's rules. The principle stands: don't risk rent money. Let your highest return be upgrading your skill and product. Track one calm ratio monthly. Safety months on hand. Celebrate each half-step gained. Why it matters. Anti-fragile cash flow gives you patience in negotiations, choice in clients, and space to think. As you drift to sleep, imagine a sturdy bridge. One pillar steady income, one pillar smart upside. You walking the plank between, balanced, unhurried. The decade view and identity loops. Tactics move weeks. Identity moves decades. Write a one-page decade view that is specific enough, steer you, and loose enough to breathe. Sections: work you want to be known for, 1 sentence. Numbers you move, 2 metrics. People you serve, 1 paragraph with real names and context. assets you'll own, portfolio, products, community methods, and non-negotiables, sleep, kindness, honest marketing, family dinners. Add anti-goals, projects you won't touch, industries you avoid, behaviors you won't tolerate in yourself, overpromising, frantic launches, silent misses. Now design identity loops that make the decade likely. A loop is a daily or weekly behavior that proves who you are becoming. Examples: I am a builder, one daily build block shipped. I am a teacher, one weekly office hour. I am reliable, trust ledger reviewed morning and night. I am data guided, Friday dashboard with one test plan. Name each loop, calendar it, and track streaks lightly. Review quarterly what identity felt natural, which felt forced, what to prune. Pair your view with a relationship plan for the long game. 10 people you will quietly support for years, introductions, notes, collaboration, without keeping score. Compounding often arrives through those patient ties. Add a luck surface habit. Post one small helpful thing daily and show up in one room, offline or online, where your people gather. Every year, write a one-page letter to future you about what you learned, where you grew, and what you'll try next. Keep them in a folder. When fear spikes, read the letters. You are building a track record with yourself. Why it matters. The decade view prevents reactive detours and keeps your tactics aligned. Identity loops turn intention into a rhythm you can trust. As you settle in, imagine your future self visiting, calm, capable, grateful you started these loops today. The story bank that sells quietly. Facts convince, stories convert, and calm. Build a story bank so you can reach for the right narrative in sales, content, and hiring without forcing it. Create 4 folders. Origin, why you care about this problem. Transformation, before, after client moments. Method in action, your steps producing a measurable result. An objection flips, times of fear turned into a win. For each story, write 150 to 50 words scene with 3 beats. Anchor, concrete starting point with a number, CTR 2.8%. Relief, the moment tension breaks. First 10 seconds, hold now 72%. Change what you or the client did differently and how life feels now. Add one image or 15-second clip and tag each story with the number it moves, CTR, watch time, replies, revenue, and the objection it addresses. Too busy, not for my niche, tried before. Turn stories into modular blocks you can drop anywhere. 1-line hook, 2-bullet lesson, 1-bullet next step. Capture raw material as it happens. Screenshots, slacklines, client phrases, then polish once a week during your systems day. Build 3 signature stories you know by heart. 1. A small, early project that taught you your method. 2. A skeptical client who became a champion. 3. A personal miss you repaired with your reset protocol. Rehearse them aloud until they sound like a friend talking, not a pitch. Use stories ethically. No exaggeration, clear timelines, proper crit. When possible, weave the client's own words and keep numbers precise. Huntry 7% in 10 days, not massive. Place micro stories across your assets, one at the top of your portfolio, one inside your lead magnet, one in your discovery script, one as a pinned post. Rotate seasonally so regulars don't go numb. Why it matters. Stories reduce cognitive load. Buyers stop running spreadsheets in their head and picture a path they can step onto. As you drift off tonight, imagine a neat card box of scenes you can pull from in seconds. Not hype, just human moments, organized for when they're needed most. The quality bar and pre-flight checks. Excellence is cheaper than rework. Define your quality bar so good stops being a feeling and becomes a checklist. Start a one-page rubric for each core output you ship. Thumbnail, first 10-sec edit, hero section, cold email. Each rubric has 3 sections: musts, objective criteria, shoulds, taste criteria, and red flags, auto rejects. Example for thumbnails: musts, faces, or focal object, clear, at 5% size. Text, Lear 4 words, high subject background contrast, legible on dark and light mode, file 300K. Shoulds, novel angle versus last 3 videos, 1 accent color, rule of thirds composition. Red flags, logo wipe, busy background, wall of text. Pair rubrics with a pre-flight SOP that runs before every delivery. 1. Open at mobile size. 2. AB against last winner. 3. Name matches convention. 4. Alt text written. 5. Before after tile exported. Add a two eyes rule when possible. A teammate or friend runs the checklist cold and signs off. Track variance. When something you marked green underperforms, log it in. Findings with a screenshot and a note. Your bar. Evolve. For videos, create a 10-point hook pre-flight. Hook line clarity. Promise by second 6. Pattern break by 8. On-screen text size test. Audio peak check. Noise floor pass. Color safe for mobile. CTA present or intentionally omitted. First comment prepared. Description keywords human. For written assets, run a read aloud test and a 3 highlighters pass. Yellow, a concrete nouns numbers. Blue, verbs. Pink, fluff. Delete pink. Post delivery, run a 7-day proof check. Did the metric move as predicted? If not, schedule a fix window you already promised. Why it matters. Checklists protect creative energy for decisions that matter and reduce silent quality drift. They make delegation safer and rate increases easier to justify. As you settle in, picture tomorrow's work, clearing a quiet runway, simple lights, one by one, saying ready, ready, ready. Async first collaboration, fewer meetings, better work. Meetings are expensive. Clarity is cheap. Shift to an async first rhythm that keeps your deep hours intact while clients feel guided. Default artifacts over calls. A 5-7-minute loom beats a 45-minute meeting. Create 3 standard async tools. A project hub, simple doc with goals, timelines, links, a weekly update, what's shipped, what's next, blockers, and a feedback guide, how to give notes, timestamped loom, vague paragraphs. Offer 2 call types only. Kickoff, 15 to 20 minutes, and decision gate, 15 minutes to choose between A/B prototypes. Everything else lives in looms, comments, or your hub. Set response windows publicly. You reply within 1 business day, you request feedback with a 24-48-hour window and explain how delays shift dates. Use templates for common messages, access request, asset request, rolling delivery by 24H. Note, scope swap option. Keep time zone kindness, propose windows in their time, use calendar links with buffers, avoid end-of-day Friday deliveries that force weekend work. For collaboration platforms, keep noise minimal. 1 shared folder, 1 active thread per deliverable. No DMs for decisions. If a client insists on weekly status calls, negotiate a 20-minute cap, a 3-bullet agenda sent beforehand, and a ship something rule. Every call must include a visible artifact. Internally, run an async stand-up with helpers, yesterday ship today blockers, posted in a single thread. Archive resolved threads quickly to keep the space light. Why it matters. Async preserves focus, shows your process transparently, and scales without calendar gridlock. Clients feel pace without needing your whole day. As you drift to sleep, imagine your workday as calm tides. Record, send, receive, adjust. No frantic paddling, just steady movement guided by clear markers you set. Pricing power through differentiation. Rates don't rise just because you ask. They rise because your offer looks unlike alternatives in ways buyers value. Build pricing power by stacking differentiators. Choose 2 from each category. Speed and certainty. Clear 7-14-day sprints, leading indicators you commit to. First look in 48 hours, decision gates on calendar dates. Proof and insight, tight before-after tiles, a research-backed why it worked. Small benchmark ranges, what good looks like in this niche. Scope clarity. Productized tiers, crisp boundaries, rollback plan if a test misses. Taste and specialty. Own a micro problem, first 10-sec retention for calm science channels, hero clarity for B2B tools, show a mini library of winners in that exact lane. Data and tools, your checklists, testing harness, naming conventions, simple OS that feels proprietary even if built from common parts. Relationship and experience, frictionless onboarding, prompt kind updates, and clean handoffs teams rave about. With differentiators set, run price steps every 60-90 days after adding fresh proof, raise 10-20%, and watch close rate and pipeline. If close rate falls too far, add a lighter scope rather than dropping price. Experiment with pricing frames. Project price anchored by expected impact. Monthly tune-up retainers, day rates for advisory with a one-page plan, bundles with partner services. Use round numbers when you want stability. One tells 120. Use charm pricing when you're testing sensitivity, 490 ton. Localize where sensible currency display, local examples, but keep your flaws. Publish at least a range, so unqualified inquiries, self-filter, protect reputation. If you discount, tie it to learning access or date flexibility, not to your value. Why it matters? Differentiation moves you from commodity to choice. Buyers compare less on price when they recognize your edge quickly. As you relax into bed, picture your offer sitting alone on a small shelf, clearly labeled, obviously useful, and fairly priced for the calm confidence it delivers. Customer Success Playbook: retain, expand, celebrate. Acquisition is loud. Retention is wealth. Create a small customer success playbook you can run without a department. Before kickoff, fill a one-page success plan. Target metric, baseline, weekly cadence, decision criteria, risks, and a clear what done looks like with dates. Share it so alignment is real. During delivery, keep a living scorecard visible. Baseline, last week, this week, commentary, next test. Add an early warning row, feedback delays, access issues, upstream changes that you flag quickly with proposed fixes. After each sprint, run a 15-minute results, HOS next call or Loom, one chart, 3 bullets, next decision. Offer two-path, stabilize, recurring tune-up, or scale, advisory workshop. For recurring clients, schedule a light monthly review. Trend, wins, one experiment, one improvement to process. Quarterly, do a mini business review, 30 minutes. Step back to business goals, map how your number contributes. Surface new constraints, propose a roadmap. Build a renewal moment, 2 weeks before term end. Share a tidy results summary, propose next quarter's plan with options, and ask plainly whether to continue. No ghosts, no pressure. Create small delight touches, a pattern library you share, a personalized checklist, a celebration tile they can post publicly with their brand on it. When risk appears, run a save play, shrink scope, pause to reset, or hand off to a partner if you're no longer the best solution. Capture success stories with permission. Let clients review drafts for accuracy. Invite them to co-teach a micro workshop. Clients who teach with you stay with you. Why it matters? Success management turns happy projects into stable revenue, referrals, and product ideas. It also calms your month. You know where you stand and what comes next. As you drift to sleep, imagine a simple dashboard with green arrows, a couple of amber flags you're already handling, and a few kind notes from clients who feel seen and supported. Asset flywheel and light licensing. Time sells once. Assets sell many times. Build an asset flywheel. Useful components you can license, bundle, or white label responsibly. Start with your repeatable winners. Thumbnail frameworks, hook scripts, tear-down canvases, reporting decks, onboarding forms, decision logs. Polish them into clean, generic versions. Remove client data, add examples, annotate with why. Package as 3 tiers. Personal use, single buyers projects, team use, up to X team members, and pro agency, use across clients with attribution. Write plain licenses on one page. What's allowed, what's not. No resale as is, no misleading claims. Update rights and support boundaries. Add version numbers and a changelog so buyers see living products. Distribute through your site with simple checkout. Add a partner program with modest, clear rev share and a cookie window you can honor. For white label scenarios, a partner sells your method under their brand. Protect your SANI scope precisely. Require powered by credit unless price reflects full ghosting, and keep veto rights on use cases that would harm your reputation. Consider templates, training bundles, where a short Loom series shows exactly how to get results. Buyers succeed more, refunds drop, praise rises. When your assets get traction, offer team licenses to your own clients at a discount as part of retainers. This embeds you deeper and reduces your delivery time. Track asset ROI like a product. Purchases, activation rate, did buyers implement, downstream leads, partner sales. If an asset underperforms, either improve onboarding or retire it kindly. Your flywheel should be light, not cluttered. Why it matters: an asset layer turns your know-how into equity and gives you income while you sleep, without abandoning service craft. It also makes your service faster and more consistent. As you settle into the dark, picture a small shelf of tools with your name etched quietly on them, others building with your patterns while you rest, and you waking to both results and new ideas for the next version. The 100 Conversations Challenge. Pipeline anxiety fades when you replace guesses with conversations. Set a 60-day window and aim for 100 short, useful chats with real humans connected to your goal. Potential clients, adjacent creators, hiring managers, community mods, tool vendors, alumni, friendly competitors. Split the 100 into 5 buckets of 20 so it feels lighter. 20 ideal buyers, 20 peers, 20 past contacts, 20 upper-level mentors, 20 ecosystem partners, agencies, tools, newsletters. Create a one-page tracker with columns: name, role, source, date, what I asked, what I learned, one next step. The outreach script is 5 lines max. A specific observation that proves you've looked, one sharp question tied to their world, a tiny gift, checklist teardown template, a no-pressure 10-15-minute chat ask, and an easy out. Keep the promise. On the call, listen 80%, ask 3 questions. What number matters this month? What have you already tried? What would a small win in 14 days look like? And offer one practical idea or intro. After the call, write a 120-word summary for your tracker and 1 sentence of public value, anonymized, that you can share as a mini field note. Every Friday, synthesize patterns, repeated pains, language people use, quick win opportunities, pricing sensitivity, buying process blockers. Convert learning into assets, a refined niche sentence, a sharper starter sprint, 2 new proof tiles, 1 objection handling line. Conversations are not sales calls. Some will turn into work, many won't, but all of them bank social capital and sharpen your offer. Pace yourself. 2-3 chats per weekday is enough. If your calendar feels tight, alternate weeks, heavy light, and replace low-signal calls with asynchronous voice notes. At 50 conversations, you'll feel different. Less guessing, more clarity. At 100, you'll have a map most people never earn because they waited to feel ready. As you drift off, imagine small dots on a map slowly connecting, not hustle, just honest curiosity. Organize. Impact resume public wins page. Whether you're an employee, freelancer, or founder, opportunities increase when your wins are easy to scan. Lead 2 sister assets, a 1-page impact resume and a public wins page. Use the AANTC bullet formula for every line. Action you took, number that moved, time frame, context. Example: rebuilt first 10 sec hooks, has 28% average retention, 30 days, across 6 science channels, 3 SaaSes and 12K subs combined. Keep 6-10 bullets only, grouped by theme, growth, efficiency, trust, and add 1 line of role clarity at the top. I improve number for who by method. For career roles, add a manager's eye bullet, implemented weekly metric reviews, least 22% fire drill tasks in 8 weeks. Pair the resume with a living wins page on your site. Structure it like a tiled gallery of before-afters with a single bold number, 3 bullets of what changed, and a 60-90-second Loom walkthrough. Host the few best tiles at the top and archive the rest by theme. This avoids the museum effect. Update both assets monthly during your CEO review. Replace the weakest bullet, add 1 fresh tile, prune fluff. When networking or applying, link the wins page instead of telling a long story. For inside the company growth, send a friendly Friday impact note to your manager. 3 bullets: what shipped, what moved, what's next, with links to artifacts. When performance season arrives, you won't scramble. Your evidence has been quietly compounding. If you're shy about self-promotion, frame it as a service. you're helping future collaborators make faster decisions by showing exactly how you create value. Keep numbers honest, credit teammates by name where appropriate, and annotate caveats. Title change also per plow. Why it matters. Strong resumes and public proof reduce friction for people who want to champion you. They also train you to think in outcomes, which changes how you work. As you settle in, picture your wins page as a clean shelf, labels facing out. One glance, and people know what you can do. The follow-up flywheel 3T730. Money often lives in the second message. Build a follow-up system that feels human, light, and inevitable. Adopt the 3-7-30 cadence. First follow-up 3 days after no reply, second at day 7, final at day 30. Each message must add value, never scold. Keep a small library of value nudges, a 15-second alt intro, a headline matrix, a checklist, a benchmark data point, or a micro case relevant to them. Structure each follow-up in 4 lines. A personal opener, spotlight at 004, still steals attention. Saw this in your latest. The tiny value. Here are 3 alt frames that keep eyes on the face. A simple next step. Want me to run this as a 10-day sprint, and a graceful exit. If now's bad, I'll cheer from the sidelines. Track follow-ups in your personal CRM level 16 with the cadence dates pre-filled so you don't depend on memory. Use short subject lines that signal specificity, not pressure. 004, fix idea, first 10 alt, close the loop. For job searches or partnerships, shift the value from artifacts to intel. A hiring manager quote you found, a competitor teardown, a short note on their audience's language. Respect quiet no's. If they opt out or go cold after your third nudge, move them to a 90-day touch with something generous, a resource bundle, not another ask. Once a week, audit your pipeline for near misses and restart with fresh value. Many deals close on the right timing, not the first pitch. Pair the flywheel with your opportunity filter, level 21, so you don't chase everything. Why it matters. Most people don't follow up, or they do it with guilt-ridden apologies or pushy scripts. A clean cadence plus small gifts feels like care, and care compounds into work. As you drift to sleep, imagine your pipeline like a gentle water wheel, each small nudge turning it steadily, no strain. Managing up and building sponsors. If you're inside an organization or collaborating with bigger teams, success depends on clarity, not heroics. Map your manager OS on one page. Weekly, send a Friday impact note. 3 bullets: what shipped, what moved, with numbers, what's next, plus 1 risk you're already handling. Before big decisions, pre-wire by sharing a 1-pager with the key stakeholders 2 days early. Problem, options, A/B with trade-offs, your recommendation, and the decision date. On calls, avoid long status recaps. Show artifacts. A 15-second alt, a before-after tile, a draft headline matrix, and ask for a decision between constrained choices. Install the no surprises rule. If a date is at risk, you notify early with a new plan and a small make good. Create a sponsor map of 3 people 1 or 2 levels up whose goals your work advances. Study their numbers, language, and political constraints. Make them look good. Clean decks, clear outcomes, tidy handoffs. Invite them to a 15-minute show and decide when you have real progress. And give them a win they can tell their boss. We lifted first 10 retention 22% in 10 days. Document your process lightly in a playbook wiki page others can reuse. Being a source of repeatable wins attracts better projects. When disagreements appear, separate what problem from what design. Agree on the metric first, then debate the path. Keep a private spicy notes doc to vent safely. Send only calm, factual updates in public channels. For growth, ask your manager the sponsor question directly. Who else should see this win? And if I wanted to own bigger metric, what would you need to see over the next quarter? Why it matters. Managing up turns your work into visible progress that leaders can support. Sponsors aren't saviors. They're accelerators you earn by reducing their risk. As you settle into sleep, picture your project moving through the organization like a well-labeled package. No confusion, just forward motion. Localize and go cross-border. Income grows when your offer can cross borders without breaking. Start with language. Translate your niche, sentence, offer pages, and top 3 proof tiles into one additional language your audience uses. Even a clean, plain translation beats none. Keep numbers and screenshots universal and adapt examples to local context, currency, platforms, holidays. Add currency display on your page, USD, USD War, the two most relevant to you, and state which you invoice in to prevent confusion. For delivery, clarify time zones on booking links and set office hours in both your and their local time. Build a local proof section, one tile per region you serve, with outcomes in that market's terms. Adapt your discovery questions slightly. Are there compliance or cultural constraints we should honor? For creators, note thumbnail text norms, taboo imagery, and reading direction. For B2B, note procurement quirks and invoice requirements. Keep a light country checklist, invoicing rules, VAT sales tax considerations, preferred payment rails, card, bank transfer, local wallets. For anything tax legal, follow your country's rules and consult a qualified local professional when in doubt. Your playbook is practical, not legal advice. Distribution appear where locals gather, subreddits, discords, regional newsletters, and partner with a native creator for a co-teardown or mini workshop. Offer a small localization sprint as an upsell. Adapt title frameworks, on-screen text, and CTAs to the market's language and humor. Track a few cross-border metrics, reply rate by region, close rate, project margin, watch tool costs and currency effects, and delivery friction, access, feedback delays. Start with one new market for 90 days, stabilize, then add another. Why it matters. Localization multiplies your addressable market and cushions downturns in any single region. It also forces clarity. If your method works across languages, your underlying value is strong. As you drift off, imagine your offer as a passport stamped, simple, accepted at more doors. Last mile conversion. Frictionless, yes. You've earned attention. Now remove every pebble between interested and paid. Audit your last mile with 5 checkpoints. 1. Page clarity. Top of page promise in the buyer's words. 1 bold number from proof. 2 simple packages and a button that states exactly what happens next. Book 15-min fit call or order starter sprint for 490T. Kill carousels and long scrolls. Mobile first. 2. Checkout simplicity. 1 screen, minimal fields, clear price, currency, and delivery date window. Offer card KOI 1 alternative, bank transfer or widely used wallet. If relevant, allow payment plans with transparent totals and dates. 3. Calendar ease. Embed a booking widget with buffers and instant confirmation, show slots in their time zone, and send an auto reminder 24 hours prior with prep notes. 4. Risk relief. A small specific guarantee. If we don't hit the agreed leading indicator in 14 days, I'll add 1 iteration free, refund policy in plain language, and a rollback plan if a test underperforms. 5. Objection anchors. A short FAQ with answer tiles tied to your objection matrix, level 50. How much time do you need from me? What if my niche is unusual? How do revisions work? Add micro proofs next to the button, tiny before-after thumbnails, a 15-second loop, or a 1-line quote with a number. For calls, send a same-day recap with the offer page link and a 48-hour hold on their preferred start date to create gentle urgency. Track last-mile metrics, clicks on buy book, form starts completions, calendar bookings, abandoned checkouts. Fix the weakest link monthly, reduce fields, speed up load time, clarify price, move proof higher. Add a fast lane for warm referrals, a private link that skips the long page and goes straight to payment or calendar. Why it matters. People want to say yes to precise help that feels safe. Last mile friction wastes hard-won attention. As you sink into sleep, picture a short, well-lit hallway, clear signs, 1 door, easy handle. Your buyer walks through without hesitation. Measurement, hygiene, and attribution you can trust. If you can't see where wins come from, you can't repeat them. Build a tiny measurement OS you'll actually maintain. Start with a single numbers map doc that defines which metrics matter for your world. Creators track CTR. First 30s retention, average view duration, and clicks to a next step service pros, track leads per week, calls booked, close rate, average project value, delivery time, product folks, track visitors, conversion rate, average order value, and refund rate. Now add clean attribution. Create one UTM template and stick to it. UTM source, platform or partner, UTM medium post, email, pod, ad, UTM campaign offer quarter, UTM content, hook variant. Save 5 pre-filled variants inside your notes so you aren't inventing tags each time. Use one link shortener to keep URLs tidy and measurable. On your site, wire basic events, button click, to calendar checkout, lead magnet download, and thank you page views. A simple tag manager plus an analytics tool is enough. Don't chase every widget in your content. Label assets in files and video descriptions with the same campaign names you used in UTMs, so post hoc analysis is possible. For email, track open, click, and reply rates by subject line pattern. For DMs, log origin manually in a column, referral, podcast X, tweet Y. Bake measurement into delivery before-after screenshots with timestamps and a 7, 14, and 30-day check. Keep one weekly sheet with a row per week. Inputs done, outreach, posts, sprints, top-line metrics, a one-sentence why, what next. When a buyer books a call or a client signs, ask one attribution question in plain language. Out of curiosity, what brought you here today? Capture their exact words. Once a month, run a source Pareto. Top 20% of channels bringing 80% of leads. Double down there, cut a weak one. Don't chase perfect attribution. Aim for directional clarity. Why it matters: numbers calm nerve. You stoke guessing, start steering, and sleep knowing what to repeat tomorrow. As you drift off, picture a small dashboard with only the dials you actually touch. Steady, readable. Your earned media engine: podcasts, newsletters, guest spots. Borrowed trust, travels fast. Build a repeatable engine for appearing on podcasts, in niche newsletters, and as a guest in communities your buyers already love. Create a 5-piece pitch pack, a 60-word bio in buyer language, 3 talk titles with sharp promises, 3 bullet proofs with numbers, 1 headshot, and 1 link to a proof-rich page. Make your talk titles ultra-specific. How to lift first 10 seconds, retention 20-40% in 14 days. The hook ledger, testing titles without burning your audience. From draft to data, a proof engine any solo creator can run. Build a target list of 50 shows, newsletters, forums ranked by fit. For each, write a 5-line pitch, 1 genuine sentence showing you listened, read, the title that fits their audience, 1 number-backed proof, what listeners, readers get in 30 minutes, concrete takeaways, and an easy yes, I'll bring a checklist and a mini teardown. Keep a stories and clips bank, 10 micro stories with before-after numbers, 2 30-second clips that explain your method, and 1 polite CTA that never feels like a trap. If you want the checklist from today, it's at short link. Before recording, send hosts a 1-pager with talking points and your preferred CTA. After airing, deliver 3 assets they can share. Quote card, 60-second highlight, resource link. Repurpose the appearance, add a tile to your wins page, clip the strongest minute for social, and write a field note summarizing what resonated. Track simple outcomes: appearances, leads, clients, and a soft metric: invites that come from listeners. Every quarter update talk titles based on questions you kept getting. Be a delight, show up early. Good audio, crisp stories, 0 fluff. Thank the host with a warm note and a useful intro. Why it matters: earned media compounds authority without ads. You become the person for X in rooms you didn't have to build. As you ease into sleep, picture your name moving quietly from mouth to mouth, carried by value, not hype. Selling into teams, champions, procurement, and smooth yeses. Bigger wins mean more stakeholders. Map the room before you enter. 4 roles recur. The economic buyer owns budget. The champion wants you to win. The users live with the result. And the gatekeepers, legal, security, finance. Build a forwardable 1-pager your champion can send upstream. Problem in their words, your method in 4 steps. 1 proof tile that mirrors their context. 2 scope options with calendar dates and exact next steps. Keep it visual and scannable. Structure your first call to discover constraints early. Timeline, approval path, vendor requirements, and access limitations. Suggest a low-risk pilot, 10-14 days, clear leading indicator, capped scope, fixed price, pre-scheduled decision gate. Write responsibilities by team. What you need from them: assets, access, point person. What you'll deliver when, and how feedback works. Timestamped looms and a single thread. For procurement, keep a legal light template handy with scope, IP transfer upon payment, confidentiality, data handling basics, payment schedule, and kill fee. Be ready for vendor forms, answer what you can, and for tax, legal specifics, advise they follow their internal policies and local rules. Offer invoice cadence that matches their system, net terms by calendar date, and request a partial upfront to start. Arm your champion, give them a 3-slide deck with the before-after tile, the plan, and the KPI you'll move. Include a short email script they can paste to decision makers. Expect delays, set expiry on pricing and start dates so momentum doesn't evaporate. When pushback comes, trade scope for price, not value for nothing. After the pilot win, move quickly to a 90-day stabilization plan. Why it matters: team sales are choreography. When you make it easy to say yes at every layer, deals close faster and rates rise. As you settle down, imagine your one-pager gliding through inboxes, collecting quiet approvals until someone writes, "Let's start Monday." Quarterly benchmark report, authority that attracts. Become the person with the data. Choose one narrow metric your audience cares about. Thumbnail CTR in a niche. First 10 seconds retention patterns by genre. Hero section clarity scores for a vertical. Outreach reply rates by opener, and create a small but consistent quarterly report. Start with ethical data sources, your own projects, opt-in contributions from peers and clients, and public examples analyzed with a repeatable rubric. Write a 1-page methodology, sample size, time window definitions, and limits. Transparency builds trust even when N is small. Build a clean spreadsheet model. For each sample, store context, niche, size, format, the number before, after, and the intervention you believe mattered. Then craft the deliverable, a lightweight PDF or long-form page with 5 charts max, 3 biggest patterns, 3 common mistakes, and 3 do this next week checklists. Keep design simple and readable on mobile. Package a short companion, a 5 to 7 minute loom walking through the findings, distribution plan. Tease one surprising chart on social, invite contributions for next quarter, send to your field note list, offer a co-release with a partner newsletter, and pitch one podcast using a talk title like "What 2027 Thumbnails Taught Us This Quarter." Create a landing page that gates with email if you want list growth, or publish ungated and ask for shares. Pick one and test both across quarters. Version it Q1 2026, v1.0, and keep a public changelog. Each quarter, update methods, expand sample size, and add one mini case study as a SADA. Add a Make It Real section, offering a 14-day sprint to apply the findings to a reader's channel or site. Why it matters: benchmarks make you the translator between chaos and clarity. People with numbers get invited, quoted, and hired. As you drift to sleep, imagine your report open in a dozen tabs, teams circling your charts and planning tests with your checklist tomorrow. No code and automation to buy back time with a human in the loop. Leverage isn't just hiring, it's wiring. Map your top repetitive tasks and automate the glue. Use one whiteboard or doc to list triggers, actions, new lead, capture to CRM sheet, Slack, Discord DM to you. Calendar booking, create project folder from template, preload checklist, published video, create repurposed tasks, post draft social tiles, form filled, send resource PO, start 3-7:30, follow-up sequence. Pick a single automation platform you enjoy, Zapier, Make, IFTTT. Start tiny, one automation per week, 30 to 60 minutes max, and test with dummy data. Add human in the loop steps for quality. You approve a draft email before sending. You pick hook variant AB before scheduling. You confirm file names before archiving. Create a common data model so zaps don't break. Consistent field names, email, first name, source, campaign, and a single spreadsheet database that acts as the hub. Add error catching. Every automation logs to a runs tab with timestamp, status, and payload. Failures ping you in a private channel. Respect privacy, least privilege access, no sharing of client data beyond what's necessary. Delete test records. Follow platform rules. Build tiny bots that make you faster, not lazier. A script that renames files to your convention. A macro that generates before-after tiles from a template. A prompt that turns a Loom transcript into a checklist draft you refine. Create a two-click start panel, bookmarks, or a small dashboard, linking to your most common automations and SOPs so you don't play hide and seek. Review automations monthly, prune stale flows, upgrade brittle ones, and add one new connector that saves a clear hour per week. Why it matters. Automation preserves your best hours for the parts only you can do. Taste, strategy, negotiation, teaching. As you settle in, imagine tomorrow's tasks quietly lining themselves up while you sleep. No chaos, just a calm conveyor delivering the next right thing to your desk. Build moats. Data, method, brand, and relationships. Short-term tactics get copied. Moats keep paying. Build 4 moats patiently. Data moat, your quarterly benchmarks. Test logs and proof tiles form a unique dataset tied to your niche. Guard the raw data. Share the insight. Method moat, name your process. The first turn method, the clarity fold, and encode it in checklists, templates, and training that make results repeatable. Publish the high-level map. Keep the nuanced heuristics inside your paid work. Brand moat, a consistent style kit. Level 35 plus a tone that buyers can recognize in a sentence. Calm, specific, generous. Over time, your thumbnails, tiles, and one-pages trigger, "Oh, it's them," which lowers sales friction and raises rates. Relationship moat. Your personal CRM, partner flywheel, and community rituals create warm paths into rooms others can't enter. Treat people with care. Deposits compound. Add a speed moat by tightening SOPs and decision rules so you deliver in 7-14 days while others quote weeks. Add a quality moat with your rubrics and pre-flights, level 59. Protect moats with boundaries. Say no to mismatched work that would dilute your dataset or force rushed shortcuts. Document what you won't do. When sharing publicly, teach principles and show small wins, but keep proprietary tools, naming conventions, scoring rubrics, testing harnesses behind your offers. Consider light licensing for your assets. Level 63, so teams can pay to adopt your method rather than imitate it badly. Legal protections vary by country. For anything formal, follow local laws and seek qualified advice. The spirit here is to build defensibility ethically, not to threaten people. Refresh your moats quarterly. New case tiles, refined methods, a brand element upgrade. 3 new relationships nurtured. Why it matters. Moats turn today's effort into tomorrow's unfair advantage. As you drift off, imagine your business as a small castle. No drawbridge drama, just sturdy walls built from proof, process, style, friends who vouch for you. The customer advisory circle, 5 to 7 voices you trust. Build a tiny advisory circle so your offer, pricing, and products evolve with the people who matter most. Choose 5 to 7 humans who match your ideal buyer profile, not celebrity names, thoughtful mid-tier creators, operations-minded managers, small agency owners, or solo founders with real constraints. Invite them with warmth and clarity. I'm assembling a small advisory circle to pressure test idea that raise metric. 1 45-minute session monthly, early looks at new tools, and a standing discount-free sprint each quarter. I'll do the work to prep. I'm asking for your honest feedback. Create a 1-page charter, purpose, mutual learning, sharper offers, cadence, monthly call, peak async thread, norms, specific, kind, confidential, and perks, credits, shoutouts, first dibs on pilots. Keep meetings tight. A 5-5-35 flow, 5 minutes recap of what changed since last time, 5 minutes on one surprising number from your dashboard, 30 minutes on 2 hot seats. You or a member shows a live asset for feedback. 5 minutes on next experiments. Capture notes in a shared doc titled by month with decisions, phrases, and open questions. Those phrases go straight into your research folder and copy blocks. Between calls, maintain a simple group thread for quick polls and micro teardowns. Avoid turning it into a noisy chat room. Once per quarter, give the circle a private state of the method doc. What you've learned, what you're changing, what you're retiring. Rotate a guest every other quarter, a partner with complementary skill to keep thinking fresh. Track value quietly. Leads that came through the circle, assets improved because of their language, pricing confidence gained. Say thank you often and specifically. Credit members in public case studies when appropriate. Send a handwritten note or composite for their teammate. Why it matters. An advisory circle reduces blind spots, speeds iteration, and gives you a safe lab for pricing, packages, and products before you face the wider market. As you drift to sleep, picture 5 friendly faces on a small grid, nodding at a clean before-after tile, offering one sentence that makes everything click. You're not guessing alone anymore. You're co-building with the people you serve. Point of view manifesto. Be known for a clear lens. People buy a method, but they remember a point of view. Craft a 1 to 2 page manifesto that explains how you see the problem and what you refuse to do. Use a calm structure. We believe, we see, we do, we don't. We believe attention is earned with clarity, not noise. We see most drop-off happens before second 10 because intros are about the creator, not the viewer. We do first 10 diagnostics, proof-led sprints, and simple reports. We don't sell vague content calendars or 6-month retainers without leading indicators. Add 3x over Y rules that signal your taste, proof over promises, data over drama, speed over scope. Include 2 concrete mini-stories with numbers that embody the view. Keep the language simple, specific, and a little brave, contrarian where you've earned the right. Publish it as a page on your site. Pin a short version on your social profiles and thread it through your portfolio, sales calls, and workshops. Turn lines from the manifesto into recurring content segments and slide headlines. When a prospect asks for something off-spec, your manifesto becomes a gentle backbone. That approach isn't our way. Here's what we've seen work and why. Revisit quarterly. Trim fluff. Update a story. Add a new rule only if a pattern keeps showing up in your proof engine. Invite dialogue. Ask your advisory circle, level 76, which lines helped and which felt fuzzy. Design a 1-slide summary so partners can introduce your POV in their rooms. Train helpers and collaborators on it. Your project consistency rises when everyone shares the same lens. Why it matters. A crisp POV attracts the right people, repels the wrong work, and increases pricing power because buyers trust your judgment, not just your hands. As you settle in, imagine one future client reading your manifesto on their phone, whispering, "Finally, someone who says what I've felt." That whisper is the sound of alignment, and aligned work compound. Peak hour defense. Scheduling by energy, not ego. Stop scheduling by wishful thinking. Schedule by biology. Map your personal energy curve for 2 weeks. Each day, score your focus in 90-minute blocks, 1/3, and note what you shipped. Patterns emerge. Maybe 0, 8, 30, 11, 0 as your cleanest deep work, or perhaps your brain lights up after a late morning walk. Once you see your peaks, put a red rope around 2 daily 60, 90-minute blocks, non-negotiable deep time. Everything money-facing and skill-raising goes there. Build block, hook lab, proof tile. Guard it with scripts you can paste fast, on focus until 11:15 back then. Move admin to TROS, inbox, scheduling, receipts, low-brain tasks, align caffeine to peaks, not panic. First cup 60, 90 minutes after waking. Last cup at least 8 hours before sleep. Stack movement as a switch. A brisk 8, 12-minute walk before deep time, a 30, 60-second cold water face splash, or 10 slow squats. Tiny rituals that signal we're on. Use a frictionless start sequence. Open the exact file. Write the first ugly sentence. Play the same neutral playlist. Deep blocks get a safe exit. Leave tomorrow's first action as a bullet at the top of the dock. Install a crash plan for low-energy days. Switch to shorter 25-5 bursts. Target one irreversible action only and run your 24-hour reset if spirals start. Level 36. Weekly review your energy log. Which foods, meetings, or late-night screens hurt? Subtract. Which small behaviors helped? Lock them in. Share your red rope times with clients and collaborators. Expectations prevent friction. Protect a true Sabbath window weekly. 12 24 hours with no work inputs, so peaks recharge. Why it matters: money follows shipped assets, and shipped assets follow defended peaks. This isn't hustle theater, it's gentle logistics for a human nervous system. As you drift to sleep, picture tomorrow's peaks already reserved. Quiet lanes on an empty road, your best work sliding into place without a fight. Professional presence, stack that signals trust. Trust rises when the basics are boringly solid. Assemble a small professional stack that makes every touchpoint calm and credible. Start with identity, your own domain, fast one-page site, and a clean email address on that domain. Add booking that respects time zones, an email signature with your one-sentence niche, and a simple link page to your proof wins page and offers. For operations, standardize proposals and agreements into one-page templates written in plain language. Scope, dates tied to the calendar, revision policy, confidentiality, ownership on payment, fee schedule, and a kill fee clause. Use e-sign so yes takes minutes, not days. For money hygiene, adopt a consistent invoicing system with sequential numbers, clear due dates, and polite automated reminders. Route a fixed percentage of every payment to a tax bucket immediately. Keep receipts and categorize weekly. Level 31. Choose a payment processor your buyers actually use, plus a backup card by bank transfer. Backup your files weekly to encrypted cloud and one external drive. Test restores quarterly. For privacy, store client access in a password manager, ask for role-based permissions, and revoke when projects end. For anything legal tax entity specific, follow your country's rules and consult a qualified local professional. Your goal here is practical professionalism, not legal advice in the abstract. Externally, keep a style kit so your docs, tiles, and looms look consistent. Internally, keep a Start Here index linking your SOPs, templates, and checklists so collaborators onboard in minutes. Put it all in a tidy runway folder, level 53 with version number. Why it matters: professional presence removes friction at every step. Discovery, decision, delivery, payment. Buyers feel safe, you feel organized. Rates rise when anxiety falls. As you settle in, imagine a prospect opening your one-pager, signing with one click, and receiving a warm kickoff within the hour. Smooth business is quiet business, and quiet business compound. Small group clinics, leverage without losing soul. Scale delivery gently with group clinics that keep outcomes front and center. Pick a single painful slice you can move fast, e.g., first 10 seconds rehab for creators or homepage clarity clinic for B2B founders. Cap seats at 610 so people get attention. Promise one outcome in 3 weeks. Week 1, diagnose. Week 2, prototype. Week 3, test. Structure the program async first with 2 short live touchpoints, a 60-minute kickoff to align and a 45-minute decision session in week 3. Everything else lives in a shared hub. Checklists, templates, a progress tracker, and a thread for posting artifacts. Each participant submits 1 asset per week following a template, context, current number, constraints, and you give time-boxed, rubric-based feedback, level 59 plus a 60-90 second loom. Pair participants for peer review to reduce your load and increase learning density. Price below your 1-1 sprint but above token levels so commitment stays real. Offer a bring a teammate seat. Record live sessions but design so attendance isn't mandatory. Adults have calendars, harvest proof as you go. Anonymized before-after tiles, cohort averages, 3 mini case stories. At the end, provide a tidy keep the gains packet personalized for each participant with next experiments. Upsell paths are clear and optional. A discounted 1-1 sprint for those who want deeper help, or a light recurring tune-up. Launch quarterly with honest scarcity, limited dates and your calendar capacity. Protect your energy with a helper handling ops, onboarding, reminders, asset collection. Start with 1 cohort, Iterate the curriculum based on actual obstacles you see. Why it matters. Group clinics multiply your effect without bloating your week, create community proof, and seed long-term clients while keeping your style personal and humane. As you drift off, imagine a tiny grid of faces nodding as a clean before-after appears, each person leaving with a fix that works tomorrow. That's scale with a heartbeat. The seasonal flagship project, authority that endures. Once per year, create one substantial asset that anchors your authority for the next 12 months. Choose a project that compresses your method and proof into something people reference. A slim book, 20-30K words, a deep dive report, a public toolkit, or a mini documentary with case breakdowns. Scope it to 8 weeks, not forever. Week 1-2 outline with ruthless focus. 3 big questions you'll answer, 5 core patterns, and 10 case snapshots with numbers. Week 3-5 build, write, record, design, recruit 2 peer reviewers and 1 target reader to sanity check clarity, not style. Week 6 proof pass. Tighten numbers, add disclaimers, and insert do this next week sidebars that make it practical. Week 7 packaging. Landing page with 3 charts or tiles, a 5 to 7 minute explainer loom, and a clean PDF EPUB or playlist. Week 8, release guest appearances, level 71, partner co-release, level 33, and a gentle apply it with me sprint offer. Decide up front if it's free, maximum spread, or paid signals value and funds the next edition. Either way, version it v1.0 and commit to an annual refresh. Build a small bibliography and give credit generously. People trust builders who cite sources. Keep the design plain and mobile readable. Fancy slows shipping. Track impact downloads or views, inbound leads referencing it, and projects closed because of it. Repurpose across the year. A chapter becomes a workshop. A chart becomes a monthly field note. A case story becomes a short. When the next season arrives, audit what aged poorly, what held up, and what new proof you've earned. Ship v2.0 with a clear changelog. Why it matters. A flagship project becomes a magnet that outlives posts and campaigns. It teaches at scale while you sleep, crystallizes your POV, and gives partners and clients something to send when they say, you should see this. As you close your eyes, imagine your name on a lean, useful artifact, open in late-night tabs around the world. Quiet value doing quiet work on your behalf. Name your category, so buyers remember you. Markets reward the people who name things. When you give your method and its problem a clear, repeatable label, buyers can talk about you without needing you in the room. Start by reframing the problem with a short, sticky name that lives in your audience's language. Not optimization, but first 10 drop. Not copy rewrite, but clarity fold. Pair it with a one-line definition that fits on a slide. First 10 drop is the viewership loss before second 10 that kills every other metric. Next, brand your solution with a noun, not just a verb. The first 10 method, the hook ledger, the proof engine. Create a tiny category kit you can ship in a day. 1. A dictionary card. Term, short definition, why it matters, 1 metric. 2. A napkin diagram. 4 boxes with arrows. 3. 1 case tile that uses the term in a sentence with a number. 4. A 1-minute loom explaining it like you would to a friend. Put the kit on your site as How We Think and link it in proposals, discovery recaps, and partner pitches. Replace vague words in your assets with your category names so repetition does the memory work. Today's sprint target's first 10 drop with the hook ledger will prove it in the proof engine. Test the language in the wild, post a before-after tile using the term and see if comments mirror it back. If people stumble, shorten. If they twist it, clean your definition. Build a small words we use list for helpers and partners so the terms stay clean. Revise quarterly. Keep the names stable but sharpen definitions with fresh proof. Why it matters. Categories reduce cognitive load. They turn your offer from a service into the way to fix. Referrals become crisper. Talk to them about your first 10 drop. Press and podcasts have a hook, and your prices carry a method premium. As you drift off, Imagine someone describing your work at a dinner table using your words, not theirs. That's free distribution, born from clarity. Instrument everything. Feedback loops you'll actually use. Success accelerates when your work talks back quickly. Build 3 feedback loops, fast, medium, and deep, so you can correct course without drama. Fast loop same day. Run a 5-second clarity test for any visual or headline. Show a friend or community member the asset for 5 seconds. Ask what is it and why should anyone care. If they miss, fix contrast, nouns, and promise before shipping. For video intros or product demos, use a first 15 audit. Play only the first 15 seconds to 3 people in your niche, record face reactions with permission, and capture words they say aloud. Medium loop. 7 to 14 days, install simple behavior analytics where ethical and appropriate. Heat maps on a landing section, retention graphs for videos, reply rates on cold messages tagged by opener, email clicks by subject pattern. Pair each metric with a decision rule written in advance. If retention at 007, 65%, reshoot hook. If CTR 3.5% on 2 titles, redesign thumbnail. If reply rate 8%, rewrite opener with VOC phrase. Deep loop, 30-90 days. Run cohort reviews, group projects or content by theme and compare outcome distributions. Ask which hypothesis actually held across samples. Summarize in your findings doc 3 patterns that worked, 3 that failed, 1 new question to test. Keep the system light, 1 spreadsheet, 3 tabs, tests, results, next. Archive screenshots with timestamps so proof isn't a memory. Use voice of customer mining weekly. Level 41 to refresh your test ideas with real phrases. Be humane and compliant. Get consent before recording any user behavior, anonymize examples in public reports, and follow your country's rules and the platform's terms. Why it matters. Instrumented work changes how you feel. Anxiety becomes curiosity. Arguments become experiments. Misses become inputs to the next run. As you settle into sleep, picture tomorrow's asset leaving your hands with a tiny tag attached, destined to bring back a number and a note. You won't guess. You'll listen, adjust, and compound. Setters and closers, a simple human sales system. When opportunity grows, your calendar can't hold every conversation. Build a light, 2-step sales system with a setter who books qualified calls and a closer who runs short, decisive conversations. If you're solo, you'll play both roles first, then delegate setting. Start with a qualification map. Who, role, niche, pain, the number they want moved. Fit, your offer solves it within 14-30 days, and red flags, budget mismatch, misaligned values, do-it-all requests. Create a setter playbook. A 5-line DM email script, a bank of value nudges, mini teardown checklist, a 3 to 7:30 follow-up cadence. Level 66, and a yes, hold, no decision tree. The setter's goal is not persuasion, it's fit. They book a 15-minute fit call on your calendar with 3 questions up front: baseline number, deadline, constraints. Build a closer script that fits on a card. Context. What made you reach out now? Target. Which number must change in 14 days to call this a win? Constraints, people, budget, access. Plan 2 scopes with calendar dates. Decision, quiet pause, handle 1 objection with an asset. Calls end with a summary email within an hour. Problem, plan, price, dates, and a 48-hour hold on a start slot. Train your setter for 2 weeks using recordings and your objection matrix level 50. Pay a base plus a small per booking bonus that meets quality thresholds, show rate, fit score, not wild commissions that create pressure. Document everything in a tiny CRM. Contact, source, notes, next step, follow-up date. Review weekly with your setter which openers landed, which niches replied, where drop-off occurs. When ready, delegate the setter role first. Keep closing until proof and pricing stabilize. Why it matters. A humane setter closer system multiplies your reach without turning you into a call factory. You protect deep work blocks, respond faster, and keep momentum gentle. As you drift off, imagine waking 3 neatly qualified calendars, holds, no chasing, just clear choices. Capacity, math, WIP, limits, and a calm Kanban. Growth breaks when too much work sits half done. Install a simple capacity model and work in progress, week limits, so projects finish smoothly. Start by mapping your week. 2 deep blocks daily, Maker. 2 short admin windows, Manager, and 1 systems slot, Friday. Estimate realistic effort for your core deliverables using historical logs, not hope. Prototype 2-3 hours. Iteration 1-2 hours. Reporting tile 45 to 60 minutes. Kickoff decision calls 35 minutes each. Convert into capacity points you can actually deliver per week. Then set WEP limits. No more than 2 active sprints, 4 open prototypes, 6 pending iterations at once. Visualize with a 3-column Kanban board. To make, in progress, waiting, feedback, done. Each card is a single artifact with a due date tied to the calendar. Every morning, pull the smallest high-value card into in progress. Never push 10 at once. Use blocker labels to escalate stored items, feedback late, access missing, new scope, then message with a clear decision or date. Bundle similar tasks for speed, tile batch, hook batch, but keep WEP limits intact. Add a fast lane swim lane for same-day micro wins, a quick teardown, a hook matrix that shouldn't clog the main flow. Once a week, tally throughput cards done, and compare to planned capacity. Adjust promises next week, based on reality. Protect quality with pre-flight checklists, level 59 before cards move to done. Pair capacity with pricing floors, level 14, so rush requests, carry a multiplier, and slow thoughtful work isn't punished. If you hire help, give them their own microboard and a clear definition of done per card. You remain the final gate for anything money-facing. Why it matters. Why it matters feels slow at first, then you notice projects finish on time, clients relax, and your nights are quiet. Half-done piles stop stealing energy. As you settle into bed, picture a tidy lane of cards sliding to done, one after another. Steady, no scraping gears. Ethical swipe files and originality on demand. Inspiration is fuel. Imitation is risk. Build an ethical swipe system that trains your taste while protecting your reputation. Create 3 swipe folders: patterns, layouts, hooks, opening moves, specific techniques, contrast trick, pacing, framing, and moments, tiny details that made you feel something. When you save an example, annotate it within 60 seconds. What worked, which number it likely moved, and the constraint it solved. Add the source and date to give credit in private notes. Public use should be a transformation, not a trace. Once a week, run a 20-minute deconstruction sprint, pick one piece, rebuild it from memory, then compare to the original and write 3 differences. This trains structure, not copying. Next, generate a remix matrix. Rows are patterns, columns are your constraints. Fill boxes with ideas that combine them into something new. Before shipping, run an originality check. 1. Change the premise or audience. 2. Invert a visual hierarchy. 3. Remove a cliché element. 4. Add a small signature move from your style kit. Level 35. Optionality, solo plus, micro agency or product. By design, success is freedom to choose your shape. Build optionality on purpose so you can tilt between solo craft to tiny team and product without chaos. Start with a 12-month option map, 3 paths with triggers. Path A, Solo Plus. You keep hands-on delivery, add premium pricing, a helper for ops, and selective advisory days. Trigger, pipeline full for 60-90 days, joy in craft high. Path B, Micro Agency. You standardize a flagship service, hire 1 to 2 specialists under your SOPs, and keep yourself as editor and account lead. Trigger, demand for the flagship exceeds your personal capacity and quality is repeatable through checklists. Path C, Product. You slow service growth slightly to build tiny products or a training using your proof engine and assets library. Trigger, your assets show consistent wins people ask to self-serve. For each path, define keeper metrics, margin, hours week, client satisfaction, risks, quality drift, management overhead, slower cash cycles, and pre-mortems, what would kill this shape. Build a lightweight owner's manual, how money flows, your calendar template, the runway folder index, your method's non-negotiables, and a handoff plan if you step away for 2 weeks. If you hire, start with outcome roles, thumbnail reworks, first 10 edits, reporting, not vague titles, train with your style kit and quality bar, keep WYP limits. For product, protect a weekly maker slot and a small launch lab checklist so shipping doesn't get swallowed by delivery. Revisit your option map quarterly, tilt, don't yank. Keep your freedom funds stocked, level 20 so pivots aren't panic. And remember, optionality isn't chasing everything, it's preserving the right to change shape without breaking. Why it matters: markets shift, energy shifts, life shifts. When your options are designed, change feels like a staircase, not a cliff. As you close your eyes, picture 3 doors you can open calmly, each lit, each leading to compounding in a form that fits your next season. Revenue share and tiny equity. Get paid beyond the invoice. Fees are today. Money, aligned upside is tomorrow. Money. Start small with ethical, simple structures you can explain in one paragraph. Pick offers where your lever is close to revenue. First 10 retention for creators, conversion on a checkout, qualified demos booked, propose a barbell, a fair base fee, so you're not starving, plus a rev share kicker on measurable lift over baseline for a fixed window, e.g., 90 days. Define the baseline in writing with timestamps. Keep the formula plain. Won't X base, Y% of incremental revenue attributed to asset for 3 months, or for creators, Y% of AdSense from the 3 videos we touch, or for SaaS, Y% of net new MRR from landing page variant B for 90 days. Cap the upside and the effort. You're not becoming unpaid staff. Add a clarity clause, access to the dashboard you need, a monthly statement screenshot, and a kill switch if either side feels off. Prefer rev share on lift over equity and everything at the start. Equity sounds glamorous but can hand you 0 for years. When equity is on the table, keep it tiny, 0.252%, and vest it on shipped milestones, not promises. Write a 2-page memo in friendly language: problem, scope, dates, measurement, payment cadence. What happens if attribution is muddy? Split the difference or roll to fee only. And an amicable exit. Consult a qualified local professional for anything formal, laws vary by country and change, and keep your spirit clean. No predatory traps. Choose partners you'd have coffee with. Your proof engine remains central. RevShare is trust built on evidence, not hope. Keep fee-only offers alive in parallel so you never become desperate in negotiations. Over time, a handful of aligned deals can quietly out-earn dozens of one-offs. As you drift off, picture a small row of seedlings labeled RevShare, each watered by results you already know how to create, growing while you sleep. The data room. Be ready for big buyers, sponsors, or partners. Opportunities scale when due diligence is easy. Build a tidy data room so a sponsor, enterprise client, or partner can say yes without hunting. Create one private folder with 7 sections. 1. About and method. Your niche sentence, manifesto, level 77, and 4-step map. 2. Proof, top 10 case tiles with before-after numbers, short looms, and links to live assets. 3. Process, SOPs for discovery, delivery, reporting, and quality bar, level 59. 4. Financial snapshot, sanitized revenue mix by quarter, services, products, partners, average project value, retention rate, nothing sensitive beyond what you're comfortable sharing. 5. Compliance and risk, plain language agreement template, privacy approach, licensing list, insurance summary, backup routine. 6. Team and capacity, who does what, even if it's just you, PI helper, WYP limits, level 85, lead time to start. 7. Media kit, bio, headshots, logos, palette, approved blurb, and a sheet of talk titles, level 71. For sponsors, add an audience appendix, email list size and open click ranges, channel metrics that matter, example placements with performance. For enterprise, add a security note, how access is handled, what data you store, retention deletion policy, version everything, and date stamp PDFs. Keep the tone calm and factual. This isn't a pitch deck, it's a clarity diary. Share by expiring link and log who accessed it. When a new opportunity appears, don't scramble. Paste one polite sentence. Here's a concise folder with proof, process, and answers to common questions. Inside your business, the data room doubles as your training and consistency hub. New helpers get up to speed in hours, not weeks. Review quarterly, replace weak tiles, update numbers, prune stale assets, and note the questions people keep asking so you can add a one-page answer. Why it matters. Readiness is magnetic. Decisions speed up when risk feels contained and competence is obvious. Planned sabbatical and deep rethink. Avoid the plateau. Compounding needs seasons of stillness. Plan a sabbatical 4 to 8 weeks, where revenue keeps the lights on and your mind climbs to a higher hill. 6 months out, build a runway. 3 months expenses in the Freedom Fund, level 20, 2 recurring clients with clear deliverables someone can help you fulfill, or a backlog of tiny product income that covers essentials. 30 days out, tell clients your dates with a helpful frame. I'll be offline from date to level up our method. Ahead of that, I'll ship list and leave you with a keep the gains pack. For anything emergent, trusted helper can handle defined scopes. Create a short sabbatical charter, questions you're answering, skills you'll explore, and the artifacts you'll return with. Updated checklist, versioned method, a small report. Design days like a retreat, not a blur. Morning reading and note synthesis, midday walks, afternoon making, evening no screens. Pick one deep book stack that feeds your work, craft, strategy, biographies, and one unrelated joy stack to widen your taste. Keep a single field log, not public, of ideas, systems to prune, and no more decisions. In week 2, silence business inputs, no analytics, no sales pages, so your brain stops twitching and starts seeing. Build a media property. Own the eyeballs you serve. Services pay for now. Media compounds distribution forever. Choose one property you'll own for years. A focused no-letter, a YouTube channel with a single promise, or a research blog with quarterly benchmarks, level 73. Tiny acquisitions and digital asset mergers. You don't have to build every asset from zero. Consider buying small, useful things. A niche newsletter with 2K engaged readers, a domain with search trust, a template pack with traction, or a micro tool your audience already loves. Write a one-page diligence checklist: audience quality, open click, retention, revenue mix, last 12 months, asset quality, files, code, licenses, operational load, hours week, risks, platform dependence, churn, and integration plan, how it plugs into your home base, offers, and style kit. Price, with sanity. 2K is annual profit for simple assets, more only if strategic fit is perfect and churn is low. Avoid fixer-uppers unless you have a clear plan and slack. For newsletters, run a 30-day introduce and add value phase before any heavy monetization. Respect their tone and trust. For template packs or micro tools, rebrand lightly. Add your quality bar and instructions and ship a V1.1 within 14 days so buyers feel momentum. For content libraries, tag, index, and fold the best pieces into your media property with clear from the archive labels. Keep clean paper trails, simple purchase agreement, list of included assets, representations that the seller owns what they're selling. For anything beyond trivial, consult a qualified local professional. Set a 90-day success metric, opens above X, sales above Y, or adoption into your funnel, then decide to keep, improve, or resell. Build a no-regrets rule. If an asset won't pay back in learning or leverage, even if revenue lags, skip it. Tiny acquisitions, done patiently, let you skip early cold starts and stack moats faster. Level 75. As you drift off, imagine shelves where new tools slide neatly beside your own, labels aligned, each one feeding your flywheels while you rest. Health, longevity, and stress-proofing for builders. Money is a time amplifier. Guard the time you're buying. Build a health OS that matches your work. Consistent sleep window, sunlight in the morning, steps across the day, 2 strength sessions per week that you actually enjoy, and simple food that stabilizes energy. Protein-forward meals, plants, slow carbs when your brain has worked hard. Keep caffeine as a tool, not a blanket. Delay the first cup. Cut 8 hours before bed. Install micro breaks, 60 seconds each hour to stand, breathe 4 to 6. Relax jaw and hands. Practice an evening off-ramp, low light screen dim, 3-line journal, win, worry, plan, and your phone outside the bedroom. Protect one social ritual weekly. Dinner, call, walk, so your world isn't only dashboards. When stress spikes, run your 24-hour reset, level 36, and speak kindly to yourself. Shame is not a productivity tool. For your mind, use a mental inbox on paper, capture intrusive tasks, so they stop looping. For pain and posture, choose maintenance you'll actually do, mobility snacks, foam roll by the couch, a simple stretch routine. If new symptoms or concerns arise, see a qualified healthcare professional in your country. Advice here is general, not medical. Consider an annual checkup, eye strain habits, 20-20-20, and an ergonomic audit of your workspace. Train recovery like a skill, breath work, walks, music you love, fiction that slows your brain, a hobby with your hands. Remember why a calm nervous system gives you better ideas, kinder negotiations, and fewer overreactions. Your business becomes less brittle when you are. As you settle into bed, feel the sheets, slow your breath, and picture tomorrow's peaks guarded. Success is a body that lets your compounding continue for years, not quarters. Define enough, and design the life around it. More is a moving target. Enough is a design choice. Start by writing 3 numbers on one page. Floor, the calm monthly cost of a life you can live forever. Rent, mortgage, food, utilities, insurance, transit, baseline health, a little fun. Add 10% slack. Next, comfort. The version with nicer groceries, a gym you like, a trip per year, gifts, tools that save hours, and a budget for learning. Finally, adventure, the season when you fund a big bet, sabbatical, studio upgrade, a move, a new product, and accept temporary variability with a plan. Translate each into months of runway targets in your Freedom Fund, level 20. Decide your enough income. Floor, tide your enough income. Floor, tide your comfort, cost or 1.0 depending on your season. Put the number at the top of your CEO review. Now design your week around enough, not ego. What schedule would you keep if money was steady? 2 deep blocks daily, 1 systems morning, 1 Sabbath window, a monthly workshop, 3 nurtures, and 1 experiment. Lock it in. Add a lifestyle creep guard. When revenue rises, split the surplus, half to Freedom Fund, or boring investments you understand. Seek qualified local advice for specifics, a quarter to growth, skills helpers, a quarter to deliberate upgrades that improve energy or time. Write a no new obligations without 30 days rule. Recurring costs require a cooling window and a clear job to be done. Build an enough dashboard with 4 dials. Safety months on hand, active projects within WP limits. Weekly inputs hit your 1 metric and energy floor score, level 7. When dials are green, you can gently widen ambition. When any dial dips yellow, shrink scope before adding hustle. Enough is not smallness. It's a stable base that lets you pick interesting games and say no to noisy ones. As you drift to sleep, imagine your day shaped by choice. A tidy morning, a short build block, a walk, a call with someone you like, dinner unrushed. Wealth is the power to keep that rhythm. Succession, redundancy, and the 2-week disappearance test. A resilient business can survive your silence for a short season. Run the 2-week disappearance test. Step 1. Create a bus stop binder. A simple folder, physical or digital, titled Read Me First with 5 items. How money flows, invoices, accounts where the tax bucket lives, project map, active clients, promises with dates, access links. Method cheat sheet. Your 4-step map and quality bar. Communications email templates for delays, handoffs and closures, and emergency contacts, partner, helper, accountant, legal. Step 2. Appoint a deputy, even if part-time, trained on the binder, your style kit, level 35, wipe, limits, level 85, and the reset protocol, level 36. Give them authority to pause, refund a small amount, or shrink scope to protect trust. Step 3. Redundancy. Duplicate critical access in a password manager with shared vaults. Store licenses and templates in the runway folder, level 53. Schedule automated weekly backups and test a restore quarterly. Step 4. Calendar failsafes. Add buffer days to every sprint. Decision gates on calendar dates, not vibes. And default messages that send if feedback is late. Rolling delivery by 24H, unless X. Step 5. Dry run. Take a long weekend with no comms. Your deputy sends updates, closes loops, and marks issues in a log. Debrief on Monday what broke, what was unclear, what was missing. Patch the binder. Step 6. Roll cards. Document who owns what, even if who is you. Cells, setter, closer, delivery, prototype, iteration, report. Ops onboarding, billing, media, field note, conveyor. If you scale to a micro-agency, each card gets a backup. Step 7. Client assurance. Add one paragraph to onboarding. If I'm ever unexpectedly offline, here's how work continues for 14 days. Calm transparency builds trust. Why it matters. Life throws surprises, happy ones travel, and hard ones illness. Redundancy isn't pessimism, it's care for clients and for you. As you nestle in, picture your binder on a shelf, clean labels, a friend able to open it, and keep your promises while you heal or breathe. That's real security. Crisis playbook, platform bans, chargebacks, and curveballs. Black swans land eventually. Write a one-page crisis playbook you can follow even when adrenaline spikes. Section 1. Triage. Define severity levels, annoyance, disruption, crisis, with examples: file loss, platform strike, client churn, payment failure, legal notice. Pair each with a first move, stop the bleed steps. Freeze, add spend, pause, publish, backup remaining assets, a single contact to notify, and a checklist to gather facts, timestamps, screenshots, contracts, correspondence. Section 2. Comms. Use a 3-sentence template. Acknowledge, explain status. Propose, next step. Sent within hours, not days. Keep tone factual and kind. Don't blame. For public matters. E.g., a mistaken claim. Write an accurate correction. Cite sources if appropriate, and follow platform rules. No dogpiling, no subtweets. Section 3. Money. List cash cushions, freedom fund months, fallback revenue plays, starter sprints, group clinic, and costs to cut without harming delivery. If a chargeback occurs, respond with calm documentation, contracts, deliverables, timestamps through your processor's process. Section 4. Legal and compliance. Keep agreements ready, maintain clean licenses and attributions, and for anything formal or jurisdiction-specific, consult a qualified professional in your country. Your playbook is practical, not legal advice. Section 5. Platform contingency. Maintain mirrored presence, email list, site backups, alt channels. Keep a platform exile plan where your audience can find you tomorrow. Section 6. Emotional regulation. Run the 24-hour reset, level 36. Avoid late-night decisions, sleep then decide. Section 7. Post-mortem. When dust settles, write a neutral incident report. What happened, why, what changed, what you'll test, update SOPs, add pre-flights, strengthen backups, or adjust filters, level 21. Teach a sanitized lesson to your audience when appropriate. Your calm under fire becomes part of your brand. Why it matters. Crises expose systems. A prepared mind loses less money, fewer nights, and almost no reputation. As you close your eyes, imagine future you meeting a storm with a small laminated card. The plan is short. The steps are clear. You bend, not break. Mentor, apprentice, and the teaching company. Multiplying impact means multiplying people. Carefully. Start a tiny apprentice track that turns your method into a craft others can practice. Outline a 6 to 8 week program with 3 pillars. Foundations, your manifesto, niche sentence, quality bar. Practicum, shadow 2 real sprints. Then lead 1 under supervision, and proof, ship a case tile with numbers. Select one apprentice at a time from your community. Curious, kind, detail-focused. Offer a fair stipend or revenue share. Unpaid extraction breeds resentment. Build a curriculum doc with modules, checklists, and watch for notes where beginners wobble, scope creep, vague language, skipping pre-flights. Pair each module with artifacts, a teardown canvas, hook ledger entry, a sample kickoff loom. Meet weekly for 30 minutes. Async the rest. Give feedback by rubric to reduce taste fights, and ask apprentices to keep an error log like you. Level 17. At graduation, write a warm public endorsement and add them to your partner map. If they shine, invite them to take on scoped work with your quality gate. If not, part kindly and keep the door open. Beyond apprentices, create a low-cost Teach the Method kit for teams, slides, checklists, a 1-hour workshop outline. Teaching codifies your thinking, frees your calendar, and creates a bench you can trust during busy seasons. Add a scholarship slot annually for someone underrepresented in your niche. Ask your advisory circle, level 76, to nominate. Track results, apprentice success stories, client satisfaction, throughput gains. Why it matters. Teaching isn't just generosity, it's strategy. A teaching company earns reputation, resilience, and room to rest because knowledge no longer lives in one head. As you drift off, picture someone you trained walking a client through your method with care. Your work echoes beyond your hours, and that echo is income and impact. Wealth outside the business, boring on purpose. When cash flow is steady and your freedom fund is healthy, consider allocating excess into simple, diversified vehicles you understand. Principles first: protect your sleep, avoid leverage you can't withstand, and don't risk money needed for essentials. Many builders choose broad, low-cost, diversified funds for long-term compounding. Some add conservative cash reserves, a pension plan, or a mortgage prepayment. Others invest in small slices of things they know deeply. Tools, training, tiny acquisitions. Level 92. Whatever you choose, follow your country's regulations and tax rules and consult a qualified professional for personal advice. Specifics vary and do change. Create a simple written policy you can follow on autopilot, monthly fixed transfers after taxes, a target allocation range, and a rule for windfalls, e.g. 50% into long-term, 30% business growth, 20% fun or giving. Keep fees low, complexity lower, and spreadsheets light. Review quarterly for drift. Rebalance calmly, not reactively. Build risk buckets. Near-term cash, medium-term reserves, long-term compounding. Consider insurances appropriate to your situation, equipment, liability, health, to prevent a single event from erasing years of effort. If property tempts you, model maintenance, vacancy, and interest rate risk with conservative assumptions. If private investments tempt you, invest only where you have true edge and can afford a zero. Remember opportunity cost. Often the highest return asset is still your business, skills, brand, products which you control. Write a do-nothing plan for scary headlines, a checklist you follow instead of doom scrolling. Wealth is less about chasing and more about allocating with humility. Why it matters. Diversified, boring moves, buy future freedom and make your business choices cleaner. No frantic launches for rent, more patient bets on quality. As you settle in, imagine buckets labeled safety, growth, play, and give, each quietly filling on schedule while you focus on work that matters. Giving that compounds, local, measurable, dignifying. Money is a lever for others too. Build a small giving system that matches your values and method. Pick 2 lanes: local, hands you can shake, and leverage, organizations with measurable impact. For local, choose one school, community center, shelter, or makerspace. Offer 3 assets: your time, a micro workshop, your method, a sprint that raises their key number, sign-ups, donations, clarity, and your money, a monthly gift, sized to your enough plan. Level 94. For leverage, research a few transparent organizations, read their reports, understand their metrics, and pick one to support for a full year so you can see change over time. Consider funding plumbing operations and tools where your business expertise sees neglected leverage. Create a tiny impact ledger, date, who, what changed, and a note about the humans behind the number. Keep dignity central. No savior posts. No photography that turns people into props. Tell stories only with permission and credit the real workers. Invite your community to join occasionally, a matching month, a workshop where all proceeds go to a fund, a template pack where a portion supports a cause. If you build apprenticeships, level 97, reserve one slot as a scholarship annually and pair it with a mentor from your circle. Giving is not a tax on success, it's part of success, aligning your skills with needs bigger than your inbox. It also trains perspective. Small business storms shrink when you remember the village you're part of, why it matters. Generosity multiplies relationships, steadies your identity, and makes enough feel richer. As you drift to sleep, picture a quiet ledger of help names, dates, tiny wins, stacked beside your revenue sheets. Both are compounding. Both are wealth. The calm builder's oath. This is the finish and the beginning. Whisper an oath you can keep. I will build steadily, not frantically. I will protect sleep so decisions stay kind. I will measure the few numbers that matter and ignore the noise. I will ship small, daily, and let proof speak. I will design around enough, then choose my games. I will raise my rates by raising my results. I will treat partners, clients, and apprentices with warmth. I will say no quickly and yes carefully. I will prepare for storms and celebrate small sunrises. I will teach what I can so others climb faster. I will maintain moats through data, method, brand, relationships, and refresh them with curiosity. I will keep a sabbatical on the calendar and a book on the nightstand. I will remember that money is a tool to buy time, not a ruler for my worth. I will give in ways that dignify. I will forgive misses fast and repair them faster. I will keep one identity loop sacred, the daily build block, even when seasons change. And when I forget, I will begin again tomorrow. Practical. Next step, print your favorite 5 levels as cards. Level 1, Sleep Capital. Level 14, Flaws and Tears. Level 21, Opportunity Filter. Level 39, Flagship Offer. Level 94, Enough. Tape them where your eyes land in the morning. That's your spine. Everything else is flavor. As you close your eyes, feel the quiet compounding you've set in motion. A life that hums, work that helps, money that behaves, time that is yours. Level 100 isn't an ending, it's a rhythm. Keep it gentle. Keep it yours.